Live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center in Newcastle, Indiana. This is the 2021 Superkarts USA Pro Tour SummerNationals on the EKN Radio Network. It is a beautiful day here in Newcastle, Indiana, and it is time to go racing with the Superkarts USA Pro Tour 5th round of the National Championship program here at Newcastle. Gorgeous day, as I said, blue skies with some clouds, about 76 degrees ambient temperature right now, and we have main events for you here after a morning of qualifying and pre-final racing. Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole here in our EKN Trackside Live program. Great to have you with us and listening live on EKN. Big thank you to our broadcast partners here this weekend. Leading Edge Motorsports, Franklin Motorsports, OTK USA, and, of course, Team Cooper Tire. And we're going to jump right into this. We'll talk more about the event itself, what's happening in terms of championship, and the kind of set the stage. But it's time to go racing because our drivers in Micro Swifts, brought to you by D&J Intermodal Services, have already taken to the racetrack. Keelan Harvick and Ethan Tovo, the two drivers who pulled away in the pre-final. Harvick was able to get the win, to get the pole as well for this race as they come out of the final hairpin. Tovo will start alongside in the front row. Row 2 will have Augustus Toniolo alongside Landon Buher. Row 3, Tristan Murphy and Lucas Palacio. On row number 4, it'll be Gianmatteo Rosso, your point leader, starting alongside Ashton Woom. While row 5, capping off the top 10, Phaeton Saratapon and Alessandro Truchot. Troy Ferguson and Jackson Tovo will be on row number 6. Jackson Gibson and Marco Romero on row number 7. Field has taken the green, and we are underway. Drivers working their way out now of turn number 3. Further back in the field, Bronson Custas and Matthew Cagle on row 8. Sebastian Cortez and Lillian Scarborough on row number 9. Number of drivers together being shown here over the exit of turn number 2. So a contact between at least 3 drivers, I'm saying, coming out of turn number 2. Superkarts USA crews rolling over there. David Cole's actually out there to get some shots. He's already into action. David getting a couple of carts off the racetrack real quickly here. Cole is right in the right place at the right time, and he is doing his best to try to get those carts off. A couple of drivers coming around as well. Superkarts USA officials there. And actually, I think we're going to go red. Indeed, we're going red in the very first race of the day as contact. We have one driver off on the exit. And indeed, red flag flying right now here at the start of our Micro Swift main event as an issue in only the second corner has brought a stoppage to play. Not quite sure which drivers were involved. Everyone jumping on the red flag and slowing up coming out of turn number 13. And again, the red flag flying. Looks like we'll indeed roll the EMS here to make sure. And we always do that with any of the drivers, of course, especially in the younger categories, in the medium micro category, if they're complaining of any kind of an injury. Want to make sure we err to the side of caution. But again, red flag coming out here early. So again, underway with the start of this year's Summer Nationals, official main events. Round number 5, of course, will cap off the championship tomorrow. But right now, we're going to go to a quick break in the action, folks. Obviously, we'll get back at it here. So again, indeed, we are on a red flag situation. Stay with us, folks. We'll have more to come here on the EKN Radio Network. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. It all started in 1994, when former successful kart driver Albino Parolin decided to move his passion for karting from the track to his small workshop. That's when Parolin was born. Fast forward 20 years, and Parolin's passion for the sport led to the company rejoining international competitions as a factory team in WSK and CIK FIA races, with the aim of enhancing the research and development process, immediately achieving notable results around Europe, North America, and Asia, becoming the CIK FIA Asia Pacific KZ champion in the same year. Parolin USA is North America's source for Parolin products, and we run a factory team at all of the major Superkarts USA and Rock Cup USA events. The Parolin chassis lineup for 2021 includes the Invader Shifter, the Le Mans Tag single-speed chassis for junior and senior classes, and the 28mm mini kart for the cadet classes. Parolin has been winning races all over the world, and it's on top of the podium in the USA as well, with drivers like Kai Sorensen, Mateus Orjuela, and Alessandro De Tullio. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parolin. For more information, head to ParolinUSA.com. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer with IP karting that includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports provides in-depth driver development for those racers in Northern California and across the country. Arrive and drive services, kart preparation, and driver coaching are available under the LEM tent throughout the season. Bell's record of working with drivers includes recent victories at North America's biggest karting events, including the Rock the Rio and the SKUSA SummerNationals. Greg Bell's knowledge for building engines spans 2 decades and is now under the Mega Power branding, providing a reliable engine service and tuning knowledge. No matter the chassis brand, choose Mega Power to get to the front. Click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com for more and find them on social media to stay connected. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old.
Wins at the sport's biggest races and championships across all levels of karting make up the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. The 2021 Cadet is the evolution of that success, featuring the latest development and components to put you at the front. If you want to win in Cadet, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. The Nitro Kart Cadet claimed 5 victories at the SKUSA Pro Tour, including the Mini Swift Championship in 2020. At the United States Pro Kart Series, Nitro Kart Cadet earned 5 wins and 14 podiums in mini and micro competition. For a second straight year, Nitro Kart won the U.S. Rotax Grand Nationals in the Minimax division, bringing the title total to 4 in 4 years. If you've seen it on track, it certainly caught your eye. Dominating the 4-cycle world is the Nitro Kart Lefty chassis. The chassis is designed for the Briggs & Stratton 206 engine with a left side mount for better weight distribution. The Lefty is available in cadet and full-size frames. The Nitro Kart Lefty won the CKNA Grand Nationals 4 in both sportsman and junior categories, with fast time in qualifying for the senior division. Drivers with the Lefty were ranked number 1 in the Briggs & Stratton Weekly Racing Series for junior and cadet divisions. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events in 2021 with programs tailored to every driver's needs. Focused on driver development, the cadet program under Team Nitro Kart has helped develop some of today's stars, including Brent Cruz, Parker DeLong, Ben Mayer, and Spencer Conrad. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on Facebook and Instagram.
All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and Esprit chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none.
All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Ruck Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SKUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, United States. Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
So, folks, we're back after the incident in turn number 2 involving Alessandro Truchot and Marco Romero as well. We'll get an update on how the driver is, but we are going back to green. I watched Alessandro Truchot actually come off with his kart, so just the damage to his kart, not able to return to the racetrack after causing the red flag. We are back underway, and again, the drivers working their way around here to get back in line to fire things back up again. Not the way we wanted to start the day for sure, but it appeared from video that David Cole had just someone spinning a little bit coming out of turn number 2, and the driver kind of went around, lost the rear end, and the other driver beside couldn't really go anywhere and kind of just climbed up over top, and then the kart went over after that. Yellow flag's being shown around the racetrack to slow these guys down to get things underway. Again, it will be Keelan Harvick starting on the pole alongside Ethan Tovo. Augustus Toniolo and Landon Boer on row number 2. Tristan Murphy and Lucas Palacio on row number 3. Gianmatteo Rosso, our point leader, alongside Ashton Woon on row 4, while row 5 will have Phaeton Saradapan and Alessandro Truchot. Now, Truchot will not be there, so, of course, Troy Ferguson now essentially will start 10th. Jackson Tovo and Jackson Gibson will be on the next row, followed by Bronson Kustis and Matthew Cagle. Then we'll have Sebastian Cortez and Lillian Scarborough, Caleb Tarter and Sebastian Rist, and then Tyrone Kemper Jr. and Luis Fernandez Nunez, followed up with Royce Vega and Gage Harden, Max Weiland and Tiffany Miller, and then Julian Sanchez and Juan Jose Paramo. There's your field set. It's going to end up being 26 drivers to take the green here. They'll work their way one time again out of that last corner, spooling up to come to the line. Outside line's got a little bit of a jump. Too wide coming through the corner. Let's see if they can get through turn number 2 cleanly this time. Through 2. 3 looking good here now as well. Drivers finally getting themselves down into line indeed. Through turn number 2, and we're underway. So the opening complex of corners done for the drivers in the Micro Swift category. See what kind of breakaway we get early here as the drivers work their way out of turn 5. They banked left-hander here through the oval track section of the back part of the racetrack. Front 10 or so drivers all in line. Light mid-pack break happening, but otherwise everyone kind of pushing on strongly here. Harvick leads in the 62. Keelan Harvick out front. Drivers with their heads down. Bit of a 4-driver breakaway starting to form here early coming out of the corner. Again, Microswift brought to you by DNJ Intermodal Services. Opening lap just getting locked in here. We'll give you a rundown. Looks like top 7 drivers, then a bit of a gap. Harvick with the lead. Tristan Murphy second. Ethan Tovo third. Augustus Toniolo fourth. Gianmatteo Rosso in 5th spot. Landon Boer in 6th. Palacio 7th. Saradapan 8th. Ashton Woon, Troy Ferguson rounding out the top 10. The opening lap of what will be a 14-lapper for Micro. KA100 categories to follow, junior then senior. As I said earlier, Superkarts USA and Newcastle Motorsports Park putting on that free tri-tip dinner this evening when we're all said and done. So make sure you hang around and enjoy yourself. Any driver, mechanic, or if you have a SKUSA event bracelet on, you're welcome to come and be part of the action. It's going to be delicious. Tom Kutcher, Mike Adams grilling tri-tips this afternoon to get things dialed in for tonight. Three drivers trying to stretch away, and it's still Harvick out front holding that spot. Might be Murphy and Tovo trying to stay with him here. Yeah, they've got about 5 kart lengths, I think, back to 4th and 5th. Those two drivers locked up together as well. Again, Gianmatteo Rousseau and Augustus Toniolo coming in the battle there. Toniolo, I believe, the point leader. I might have said Rousseau's actually second, back by 43 points. Toniolo definitely the leader coming in. Tristan Murphy in 3rd. Ashton Woon 4th. Toniolo right there with Harvick. In fact, Toniolo thinking about the lead coming over the top of the ski hill, and he's able to get through it. Over the ski jump, and Toniolo drops a bit of a wheel, though, and is going to lose a spot. Dropped the wheel coming out of turn number 7. Wasn't able to hold it, carried a lot of speed through 6 and 7. Ended up looping around. He may have held on to the spot, though. I think he may have went back down to the inside of Harvick over in the hairpin turn 10, so somehow Toniolo holds it. Harvick back to the inside in 13. They are just dicing back and forth. Lucas Palacio back up there in the comp card number 52 as well. So Palacio back up into the position. Four-driver breakaway turned into another big gap again, or other big train again, because they weren't able to stretch away. Dicing like they were allowed the drivers behind to close back up. 13 drivers, I think, in the lead group, and then a big gap back, huge gap back to the remainder of the field. We'll give you the rundown through that whole 13. Indeed. It's Harvick leading, Toniolo second, Palacio in third, Rousseau fourth, Tovo fifth, Woon sixth, Booher seventh, Troy Ferguson, Jackson Gibson, Phaeton Saratapon to round out your top 10. Matthew Cagle, Jackson Tovo, and Caleb Tartar. Remember, Tartar had the issue in the pre-final and got shuffled to the very back. He has got himself to the tail of this field. And again, that whole group of 13 only separated by 2 seconds. So we'll see who has the speed to work their way forward here now. There's a fight further back. Tovo going to the inside of Matthew Cagle, I believe. Jackson Tovo in the 31, now moving up a spot. Harvick and Toniolo trying to stretch away. Tartar's going to make a move as well. Tartar gets by Matthew Cagle, so move Tartar up another spot. So both Tovo and Tartar able to get a position there. Again, don't want to let the leaders pull away. Although Harvick and Toniolo locked together up front. And they are stretching away from Palacio, Rosso, and Ethan Tovo. Palacio's back into the 4th spot now. I want to say that Rosso, I think, able to sneak through. Yeah, it's a 10 to Gianmatteo Rosso now in 3rd. Palacio 4th, Tovo 5th. About 3/10 back to Ashton Woon. Yeah, that next group trying to close up here now. Top 12 now, 2.5 seconds. Matthew Cagle getting dropped out of that lead pack, making it even dozen. Tartar makes a move to the inside. Caleb Tartar goes to the inside, I believe, of Jackson Tovo for 11th. Tovo back potentially on the inside, or does Tartar hold it? I think he does. Both those drivers on the Nitro is going to try to work together. Tartar's got good speed. Let's see if Tovo can help push him up. That's the tail of the lead dozen. They've got to work together. They cannot let those guys in front pull away. Harvick, Toniolo 1-2, Rosso, Palacio, Tovo, top 5. 2 or 3 kart lengths at that point back to Ashton Woon. Excellent fight up front now as Keelan Harvick holds that top spot. Harvick did not make the trek to Utah, so it's not in the championship fight. But Augustus Toniolo and Gio Matteo Rosso certainly are. Second and third are the drivers who sit first and second in the points. And Rosso not letting the leaders pull away. And in fact, Lucas Palacio and, look, here's a move to the inside now. Rosso's going to go by. Palacio can't come with him. Up to the ski jump, and to the inside goes Gio Matteo Rosso. Harvick on the nitro card as well. So a bunch of nitros up front, 3 of them in the top 5 right now. Toniolo on the Cosmic for Rollison Performance Group. Palacio on the comp cart with J3 Competition. Jackson Tovo and Caleb Tartar closing up on Phaeton Saratapon now. Let's see if they're able to get by the Kart Republic driver. They've actually they're getting dropped a little bit here. Tovo's going to look to the inside of Saratapon coming up the straightaway to go to the inside into the hairpin. I don't think he's able to. Oh, he does get it done. Nice to the inside. Tartar's going to try to do the same with the run down the straightaway. Those two drivers trying to hook up and getting back to the front here. Nope, they're going to drive right on by. Saratapon's going to go by. And Tartar's going to go with him. So Tovo back to 12th. Here comes the 43 of Troy Ferguson. He just went purple with a 126.610. Ferguson, Woon, Gibson, and Brewer now closing up on Ethan Tovo as well. So yeah, let's make it 9 drivers in the lead group. Caleb Tartar's gone to the the front of that group with himself, Saratapon and Tovo. But they were racing each other when they probably shouldn't have been. They've lost a big gap back. Over a second, maybe a second and a half now. You'll need them to race up front still. And Toniolo has gone to P1 again. How'd that happen over a course of half a lap? Augustus Toniolo on the RPG Cosmic back to P1. He'll try to stretch away now. Again, out of the hairpin, lots of time to go. Halfway point here now, 7 laps down, 7 to go. Leaders turn to stretch away. Rosso and Toniolo, the 2 championship challengers, pulling away. Tovo now up into the 3rd spot. Ethan Tovo to 3rd. Harvick goes back to P4. Harvick is 4th. Palacios in 5th. Then it's that next group with Woon, Gibson, Ferguson, and Brewer. Then Tartar, Saratapon, and Tovo lined up as well. That's 10th, 11th, and 12th. Front 2 drivers trying to pull away, and Rosso and Toniolo. But here comes Ethan Tovo as well to close back up. Ethan Tovo ahead of that group. Good speed out of the nitro as Tovo makes it a 5-driver battle back up front again. Last time by, Rosso ran a 127.8 leading that group. Woon a 128.2, so he was actually 4/10 off, and then Caleb Tartar 128.2 as well. So the leader of the second group and the third group pretty much running the same lap times. Little move for the lead here now, potentially. Trying to figure who that was who came through because he got a lot of help from. Yeah, that's the number 10 of Rosso, getting a lot of help there. Rosso went to the inside of Harvick coming down the back straightaway, and Toniolo gave him the push coming through that he needed to get clear into turn number 1, kept Harvick to the outside. Harvick's going to get shuffled back another spot potentially as Palacios right in there as well. This battle up front, them battling like this, could allow Tartar and the crew further back to get in it. 9 drivers in the lead group, 3 more ready to challenge if they can get back in there into the catch. Just don't have quite enough to get up there into the draft. Tartar's about 7 kart lengths now behind Landon Boer. Toniolo still leads. Oh, yeah, Tartar's closing up now. They'll get a good run up the straightaway from 14 to 16. Get the use of that draft now. It's going to be about 2 seconds separating the entire top 12 now, I bet, when they come back across. They were able to close up quite a bit. Rousseau leads, Toniolo second. Harvick. Jackson Tovo is 1.9 seconds back in 12th spot. 12 drivers essentially in this lead group. Ethan Tovo trying to close back up on Toniolo, or rather on Lucas Palacio. Ooh, there's a deep move there. Harvick went hard to the inside of turn at number 7. May have had some contact with Toniolo side by side coming through 7. And that held up Toniolo big time. And he's gone back a couple of spots. He actually may go down to P5 here now. Aggressive move to the inside of 7. Harvick getting out cleanly. So Rousseau has still the spot. Harvick into second. Again, Toniolo goes back to P5. But he'll spool things back up again. Tenth, 11th, and 12th have now closed up. They are there. Tartar, Saratapon, and Tovo. 2-driver breakaway right now on Rousseau and Harvick. Ethan Tovo in the 3rd spot with Palacio right behind him. Augustus Toniolo there as well as they'll try to work their way back up. 4 laps still to go. KA100 Junior up next. Palacio now moving by Tovo to go to P3. Let's see if he's got the pace to reel in the leaders. Tovo looking around the outside of Palacio, trying to do the over-under coming out of the corner. No, they'll stay in line. Tovo looks to the inside, coming out of 10. Has to give it up a bit. Has to get to the kink. Again, here comes Toniolo to take advantage of that. Better run out of 10 allows him to make the move to the inside in turn 12. So Tovo goes back to 5th again. Toniolo up to P4. See how things shake down here now. 2-driver breakaway. They're not able to catch up to them as of now because they're battling now for 3rd. Toniolo goes to 3rd. Tovo's coming with them. 3 laps to go. Let's see if Toniolo can find some more speed here with Tovo behind him. They're all lined up. Caleb Tartar's got himself up into 6th. What a good run for Caleb. Up 14 spots. He started 20th. Caleb Tartar to P6. Toniolo went to 3rd, but they are now battling for 3rd. They're not worried about the leaders here now. Tovo's gone back to 3rd. Palacio in 4th. Toniolo back to 5th again. Tartar 6th. I think they might have had a chance with Toniolo in the 3rd spot. I think he's probably a bit quicker overall, but Tovo making a good move to get that spot away. He wants P3. Rousseau leading, and he's trying to see if he can't get the points he needs to battle it out for the championship. Tovo starting to close a little bit here, to be honest. Let's have a look at lap times. Last time by, wait till they come across the stripe here because there'll be 2 to go. 127.4 for the leaders. Tovo 126.6. 8 tenths quicker for Ethan Tovo, back by only 6 tenths. He's got Palacio with him. We're going to see a battle at the end here. Ethan Tovo, he and Palacio during their best laps. Tony Olo's going to have trouble here now with Caleb Tarter and Jackson Gibson. They're going to stream right on by him. Move Tony Olo back to 7th. Not good for his championship battle here now. One driver spinning. And one driver looping, coming over the ski jump within that lead group. And they have closed up. Tovo is there. Harvick goes down to the inside of Rosso. Tovo tries to come with him, can't get it done. But Harvick now to P1. Tovo tried to get in there as well. Lucas Palacio. It's 3 nitro karts and 1 comp kart. Palacio with no help. On the podium in Utah. Palacio tried to do it again here. They go 2 wide coming out of turn number 16. White flag going to fly this time by. And they are diced it up. Caleb Tarter's trying to get in here as well while they're scrapping. Palacio goes to P2. Who did he push through? Was it Rosso? Palacio's the leader. Palacio's gone to the lead with a big lead. Tarter's going to try to go to the inside here into 2nd. Caleb Tarter trying to get by. Contact with a couple drivers coming out of turn 2. Nicholas Palacio's got the lead. He came from 3rd into 2nd. And then the incident in front of him, he is through clean. Harvick holding on to 2nd somehow. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on top of each other. Caleb Tarter started 20th. He's 4th. Lucas Palacio is the leader. Staying out of the trouble coming through turns 2 and 3. And the comp kart driver's gone to P1 and no one's around him. Lucas Palacio, his first SKUSA Pro Tour podium was in Utah. What a run for Palacio. Scrapped his way there in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I didn't think they were going to be able to get up there. The leaders started battling. Tovo drug him along with him. And out of the final corner, able to stay out of trouble. The run to the line, his first career Superkarts USA Pro Tour win. Lucas Palacio winning for J3 competition in comp kart. Keelan Harvick takes 2nd. Jackson Gibson up there into 3rd. Ethan Tovo 4th. Augustus Toniolo 5th. Caleb Tarter in 6th from 20th. Rosso ends up in 7th. Saradapan 8th. Boer 9th. And Royce Vega in 10th. Somehow Rosso led most of that race. Had Toniolo behind him. Augustus getting into P5. Championship increase for Toniolo when it looked like it could go the other way. And Lucas Palacio looking so good there. Impressive, able to come through to take the win. Palacio wins. Harvick 2nd. Gibson 3rd. Tovo 4th. And Toniolo in 5th. See if I can't jump downstairs and get a chance to have a quick chat here with Lucas Palacio, our winner in this category. So standing by here with Lucas Palacio. Lucas, tell me what happened at the end. How did you end up getting the win?
Well, I tried to pass Keelan, and since Ethan messed up in front of Keelan, I got Ethan in the second corner.
So tell me how you feel. This is big. This is your first SKUSA win. Tell me how you feel.
Great.
Feel good?
Yeah.
Do you want to thank anybody right now?
I want to thank my dad and J3 Comp Code and my coach Martin for making my engine go fast. And yeah.
Congratulations, bud. Well done. Lucas Palacio, folks, with the win. We'll head back upstairs. We got our next class getting ready to fire up.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and X30 chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Ruck Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SKUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, the United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, X30, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Are you ready to step up your game? If so, joining the Rawlson Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups, and we're focused on developing cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlson Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in both IAME and ROC competition. We also have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4514. The Rawlson Performance Group. We race to win. Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Right back at it once again. Fantastic win there for Lucas Palacio, able to take advantage, as you said, as he heard you, that Tovo got together a bit with Harvick, and he was able to get through cleanly, so a nice move there for him. Able to get his first career win in the SKUSA Pro Tour program. Congrats to Lucas Palacio there in Comp Kart and J3 competition. We're getting set to go here now with KA100 Junior, brought to you by Trinity Karting Group, and it's Carson Morgan on the pole position alongside Austin Jurs. Jeremy Fletcher and Noah Baker on row number 2. Parker DeLong, your championship leader, and Enzo Delaney on row 3. It'll be Jesus Vasquez Jr. and Elio Mesa on row 4, while Graham Trammell starts alongside Christian Cameron on row 5. Outside the top 10, Anaki Gyokachia and Danny Dzelski on row 6. Braden Robertson and João Vergara on row number 7. Jake Walker and Christian Chiano on row number 8, and we are underway and racing. Drivers coming through turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Let's see if they get cleaner through the opening lap than Micro was able to do. Out of turn number 3 now. 2 drivers getting together and off the racetrack, the 840 and the 866. Together coming out of that corner. Yeah, indeed, the 866 and the 840. Inaki Gyokachiya in the 840 and Graham Trammell as well. Those 2 drivers collecting each other. One climbing up on the back of the other coming through turn number 3, and that was it. They both spun off the racetrack. Able to continue, no damage, but looping each other off the racetrack on the outside of turn number 3. Leaders settling in now to get things underway on the opening circuit here. We'll see how it all shakes out. Two drivers in the breakaway group for sure. Then third, fourth, and fifth pretty much close together. About 4 or 5 kart lengths separate the two leaders back to third, fourth, and fifth. Carson Morgan, I believe, the driver out front. Let's see as they come across. That might be Austin Jers right behind him. Indeed it is. So Carson Morgan, your leader. Jers in second. Enzo Delaney up 3 spots quickly to the lead of the next group. He's got Noah Baker and Parker DeLong with him. Jeremy Fletcher now in 6th spot. Helio Mesa in 7th. Braden Robertson 8th. Jesus Vasquez Jr. 9th. And Christian Cameron in 10th. Point leader Parker DeLong, P5. Trying to win this championship, but it's a tight one for sure. Baker back by 16. Jack Jeffers back by 24. Austin Jers back by 76. Chase Hand by 107. And Carson Morgan by only 124 points. And you got to go to that drop race. Morgan with a 100-point drop. And DeLong right now, his worst race at 200, so it's a 100-point swing. So really, Morgan with the drops, only 24 points back right now. So that's kind of the battle we're watching. 6 different drivers and the opportunity to win the championship here in this category, but they have to have good days here to be able to set up for a challenge tomorrow. Leaders battling it out, coming down into turn number 1. Enzo Delaney's gone to P1. Dive move down into turn 1. Not sure if he's even able to hold it. He does not. Morgan goes back in there. Delaney on the parallel and back into second. So Delaney able to make the move in turn 1, but Morgan repaid him in turn 3, took the spot back. It's going to put 7 drivers in the lead group right now. Morgan, Delaney, Baker, Jers, DeLong, Fletcher, and Elio Mesa. All in that lead 7. Then not a big gap back to the next driver, which I believe is Braden Robertson. Jeremy Fletcher was the fastest driver last time by, a 121.921 as they crossed the stripe. Let's see if anybody has it for him. No one else able to go purple, but Fletcher has moved his way into P4. Make that third, able to go to P3 now. So with a 2-driver breakaway, Fletcher now up into third. Morgan and Delaney, see if they can't stretch away. They've got a good gap developed here now. And the next 5, Fletcher, Baker, DeLong, Vasquez, and Mesa. 4 more drivers lined up right behind them. Dzelski, Austin Jers, Christian Cameron, and João Vergara. Carson Morgan stretching away a little bit here now. Again, trying to get himself into the championship hunt. Needs 2 good races to be able to drop that 100-point total from round 4 in Utah. Race win here would definitely be the ticket to get him into the fight for both championships, trying to win in KA100 Junior and X30 Junior. Fletcher still leads the chase group. Noah Baker right behind him, Jesus Vasquez. Further back, Chase Hand, a guy to keep an eye on too. We'll pick him up. Started all the way back in 33rd. Chase Hand up into the 14th position. Essentially a dead last starting spot for Chase Hand. We'll keep an eye on him now for the remainder of the race. Impressive run for Chase in the number 822 machine. Trying to pick up Chase Hand on track here. Where is he? There he is, trying to work his way forward here now. Chase Hand, another driver in the championship fight here. Let's have a quick look at those points because he's in 5th ahead of Morgan. 138 his drop. So he'll gain, he's not that far back either. Probably about 62 points behind DeLong, and he's about 107 points back. So really about 45 points back in total. Chase Hand needing to get himself back up here if he wants to try to fight it out here with Parker DeLong and the rest for the championship in this category. Hard to do with Morgan out front. Locking and loading here right now. Noah Baker's gone by Fletcher for P3, by the way. That 2-driver breakaway now 2.1 seconds up the road from Baker and Fletcher. So Morgan and Delaney essentially built that gap that they need to make this a 2-driver battle at the end. Enzo Delaney, of course, been running in Europe throughout the year. And good to see him back over here with Parolin, USA, and running up front. Former runner-up of the Superkarts USA Supernats. That great battle with Kai Sorensen for the Mini Swift win. 2019. He is all over Morgan right now, though. This is great racing. Although Delaney seems very content to sit there running P2. Chase Hand now into the 13th spot. And not only that, Hand just turned the fast lap of the race so far as well. 120.797. That's a 10-point bonus. Chase Hand in the 822, just making a move by the 836 of Steven Eisert. Hand is moving right now. 5.7 seconds behind the leaders. Not even to the halfway point of this race yet. Hand about a half a second behind Danny Dzelski, was 0.3 quicker last time by. Dzelski battling it out with Christian Cameron as well. There goes Hand to the end, inside as well of Christian Cameron. So move Chase Hand up another spot. He's trying to follow Dzelski through. A bit of a defensive move into turn 14 to capitalize and finish that pass on Cameron. 120.797 fast time for Hand. Over 0.2 quicker than the fast time by Morgan up front, too. So Hand is rolling. Morgan and Delaney continue to pull away here. 2.7 seconds now the lead over Fletcher. Where's Chase Hand? He's already reeled himself up here now on Danny Dzelski for a spot in the top 10. Chase Hand started 33rd, already into the 11th position. Hand to the inside over in turn number 8 and 9. Can't quite make it stick. Chase Hand putting all the pressure here on Danny Dzelski out of turn 10, 11, 12. What about a move to the inside of 13? Clobbers the curb a little bit on the corner. Not quite ready to make the pass there. All over him, coming again out of turn number 13. Hand to the inside of 14, side by side. He's through. Book it. Chase Hand now into the top 10. Dzelski on the Magic Kart USA entry. Does he work with Hand to kind of work his way forward again? In front of them, it's João Vergara in 9th spot. Hand closing up on Vergara pretty quickly here. Indeed, all over him. Could potentially be a pass going into the ski jump. See what kind of a run they get through 5. Hand all over him, back by about a length. Probably not close enough to make that move at the ski jump. But definitely if he gets there to the inside of turn number 8 and 9. Dzelski there to capitalize as well. It's not going to happen there. Hand taking his time. Carson Morgan and Enzo Delaney, 2.7 seconds, still the advantage. Those drivers have run nose to tail. Last number of laps, just settling in. Fletcher still 3rd. Vasquez runs in 4th. 5th, Baker. 6th, Mesa. 7th, DeLong. Believe Chase Hand able to get through and into the 9th spot, I think. Got yellow flags flying for a couple drivers off in the X to 14, but I believe Hand indeed up into the 9th spot he is. Chase Hand to 9th. Still with the fast lap, too. 1:27.97. Open racetrack for Hand to try to reel in Parker DeLong. Now, that would be actually big if you're thinking about the championship battle, because DeLong is the point leader. And anytime you're coming into a championship battle, as long as you're running in front of the driver who's leading the championship, you're making up ground. That's key. Nine laps down, 7 to go, 16 lap our main events. KA100 Senior will be up next. Round 5 of the Pro Tour. Round 6 coming tomorrow. We'll crown our champions. This one's most definitely up for grabs. Point leader Parker DeLong. Noah Baker in 2nd. DeLong currently running in 8th. Baker in 5th. Carson Morgan 6th in points, but he's P1 right now with a big drop number of 100. So this would be a big swing for him as well. Enzo Delaney, though, coming back from Europe, would like to get on top of the box and show everybody what he's got going, what he's learned from his time in Europe. The Parallel USA driver, still P2. Lap starting to wind down a little bit here, though. 6 to go last time by. And I'll tell you, Chase Hand just went purple again, a 120.763 for Chase Hand, and he is right up there on Parker DeLong. In fact, he's going to look to the inside, I believe, coming up into the ski jump. He's going to get some help. He's through. Book it again. Chase Hand. Getting a little help here from João Vergara. Oh, Hand looking to defend. DeLong looked up the inside at turn number 8. Couldn't quite get it done. Chase Hand trying to get away from those behind him. I believe João Vergara trying to work with Hand now. Parker DeLong has got shoveled back quite a bit. This is not good for his championship aspirations. But again, he does have essentially 4 good results already. Does have one he'll be able to throw away, but I think he'd like to have a better result here to throw away something maybe not quite as damaging. Right now, I think potentially outside the top 10 now for DeLong, maybe or just inside the top 10. Five laps to go. Morgan, Baker, Fletcher, Mesa, Delaney, as Delaney goes back to P5. Not sure what happened to Enzo Delaney, but he has fallen all the way back. No, he's slowing. Something wrong with Delaney. Enzo Delaney slowing. It sounded like engine was off a little bit. And he has gone to the scales. That is it for the P2 runner. Carson Morgan alone by himself on the racetrack now. Not sure what happened to Enzo Delaney, but he's slowed and headed to the scales. He's done. So Morgan's got open racetrack. That moves Noah Baker to second because Baker was able to get by Fletcher last time by. So indeed, Noah Baker to P2. This is going to tighten the championship up in a big way. Fletcher runs in third. Mesa in fourth. Jesus Vasquez now fifth. Sixth is Austin Jers. Seventh is Chase Hand. From 33rd on the grid, up 26 spots to seventh. Tremendous drive for Chase Hand. Got open racetrack now as Viguera's having to battle it out with Danny Dzelski. And again, Parker DeLong back to 11th. Going the wrong way for Parker DeLong. Last time by, Chase Hand about a couple of tenths quicker than Austin Jers, but he's 2 seconds back. Run out of time. And Carson Morgan out to a 2.3 second advantage. Carson Morgan came in 6th place in the points, as I said, needed to have a big run here on Saturday in round 5, and he's done it so far. 100 points on his calculations from round 4 in Utah. That will now become the drop race if he's able to bring this thing home with 200 points plus pre-final and qualifying. Didn't get the qualifying time. Doesn't have the fast lap of the race right now, but it could look, the way it's running now, it looks like it could be a 300-point day for Carson Morgan. 200 for the win in the main, 100 for the win in the pre-final. That would be big. Going to make everybody step up on Sunday. Chase Hand getting reeled in again here by João Viguera and Danny Dzelski. Chase worked the car a little too much early. He's got to get his head down. They're looking like they're ready to challenge him again for 8th. Morgan's lead 2.3 seconds. Fletcher back to the point in that second group. Unsure of exactly what happened to Enzo Delaney. David Cole went down. Something mechanical, potentially electrical in the machine. So again, potentially an electrical issue with the power plant for Enzo Delaney, which is tough. He was right there running P2, looked comfortable, ready to battle it out for the race win. Carson Morgan, the benefactor there, though, as he is able now to run to the end of this one with no challenge whatsoever. Got a good lead. Trying to come home with max points. Good fight here for second, third, and fourth. It's not done at all. Noah Baker, Jeremy Fletcher, Elio Mesa just going at it here now. Jesus Vasquez Jr. looking to kind of pick up the pieces here, too, if there are any. Baker, Jers, Hand, Morgan, Mesa, really all in the championship fight. Elio Mesa's in the fight as well. He's only 130 points back coming in. It's all going to tighten up. As we see the issue, of course, with Parker DeLong down in 10th position now. Chase Hand actually lost those spots. João Vergara and Danny Dezelski able to get by. And dig back in and try to get those spots back. Still a good recovery for Chase. Final lap on the racetrack for Carson Morgan. Main event here for KA100 Junior, brought to you by Trinity Karting Group. Oh, they're definitely not done, though, for second, third, fourth. They're actually all on top of each other now. Fletcher, Mesa, Baker, Vasquez. I want to say Austin Jers has got himself in there as well. Indeed, he has. This is going to get ugly. Further back as well, that fight between Vergara, Dezelski, and Chase Hand. Down the back straight they go. It'll again be Morgan unchallenged. Let's see what happens in the fight here for the first run into the hairpin. No challenges into the hairpin at the I-70. We haven't seen a lot of draft moves. Here they come down the straightaway. We're going to go too wide. Someone from deep back in. Yeah, just not enough at the line. Jeremy Fletcher holding on to second. Chase Hand coming back around. He gets by Vergara and Dezelski for seventh. So Morgan with the win. Fletcher second. Elio Mesa in third. Noah Baker fourth. Jesus Vasquez Jr. fifth. And Austin Jers in the sixth spot. Seventh, Chase Hand from 33rd up to seventh. João Vergara ends up in eighth, up 6 spots. Danny Dezelski up 3 to ninth. And Parker DeLong, who started fifth, ends up 10th. Cooper Shipman up 20 spots as well from 32nd up to 12th. So great run for him. Ivana Richards as well, 31st up to 16th. But Chase Hand was the driver who showed coming forward. But in the end, everybody behind Parker DeLong able to make up some ground. Parker DeLong ends up finishing in the 10th position. Chase Hand, Austin Jers, Noah Baker, Elio Mesa, Jeremy Fletcher, and Carson Morgan all making up ground. Should be interesting to see how the points play out after tomorrow. But nonetheless, Carson Morgan with the victory as he caps things off. A good run for Carson. 4.5 seconds, the victory for Carson. I'll head down right now for a quick little interview to see his thoughts after what is a very important win in terms of the championship. Standing by now here with Carson Morgan. Carson, looks like it was going to be a battle between you and Enzo Delaney there, but mechanical for him, something electrical, I think. Did you have any plan in place when you guys were going racing, or was it just going to be kind of do what you can?
No, in the beginning of the race, I was honestly confused because I didn't know who was behind me. And I was like, how many cars are behind me? 1, 2, I didn't know. So I was like, I need to see, I need him to pass me to see like what I'm going to do on the last lap to take the lead, get the draft maybe. But ended up he just, I broke away and didn't have to worry about any of that.
Big for the championship, obviously. Got to go for it tomorrow. A chance for 2 potentially. Any thoughts, or you just kind of stay focused and do what you did today?
Just stay focused, do what I did today.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
There he is, folks. Getting ready to come through the scales right now. Carson Morgan, excellent job getting that victory today. Cars have taken to the racetrack. KA100 Senior up next.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour SummerNationals. Live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Now back to the Superkarts USA SummerNationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Quick little interview there with Carson Morgan. We're getting set to go again here with KA100 Senior. Nash Motorsports sponsored category getting set to go. Austin Garrison, unbelievably impressive in the pre-final, working his way forward from 16th. He'll start pole alongside Cole Morgan. It'll be Jace Park and Arias Dukmedjian on row number 2. Thomas Annunziata and Peyton Phillips on row 3. Jacob Hoover and Tyler Wettengel, row 4. Finnegan Bailiff and Blake Nash on row 5. Green has been given. Drivers working their way through 1 and 2, stacking it up a little bit through 2. See how they are coming out of turn number 3. Pretty clean so far. Drivers further back give himself a little bit of room. One driver's lost the front. Nose cone off with a 941. I want to say that might be Josiah Tracy. Yeah, the 941 of Tracy starting in the 16th spot. He's knocked the nose cone off of that thing for some contact coming out of turn number 1 through 2. So that'll be it for him. That was midway through the start, so you wonder what kind of damage some of the other karts may have had. Watching one of the SKUSA officials walk away there from turn number 2 with that nose cone of Josiah Tracy. So he's done. Out front, Garrison. Austin Garrison in the Rawlison Performance Group Cosmic taking that spot. So out to the early lead goes Garrison. Here's your top 10 rundown. First time out of the I-70 hairpin, cross the line. Garrison is your leader. Cole Morgan runs second. Jace Park in third. Arias Dukmedjian in fourth. Thomas Annunziata fifth. Peyton Phillips in the sixth spot. Finnegan Bailiff up to seventh. Connor Ferris eighth. Jacob Hoover ninth. And Blake Nash rounding out the top 10. Drew Chappelle up 7 spots on the opening lap, as were Bajoy Garg, Adrian Cruz, Austin Osborne, former SKUSA champ, starting 32nd all the way up into 18th position. Matthew Mockaby up 16 spots. Richard Fogarty up 19 spots. So a lot of action early. As again, we have a total of 43 drivers in this field. Tyler Wettengel and Macy Williams following to the tail of the field in the opening lap. Josiah Tracy out, and as was Gavin Bailiff. Not sure what happened to Gavin Bailiff, but not seeing him on my live timing. Oh, driver around in the lead group. 2-3 guys collecting each other. One driver tried to get the car to rotate in the scoreboard corner of turn number 14, and it rotated right in the middle of the racing line. 3 drivers have been collected there. I'll let you know when we come by here. They're going to fall down the orders. Garrison comes across the line. Trying to see who's falling here. Peyton Phillips, I think one of those drivers. Blake Nash as well. Indeed, watching them fall. So Blake Nash, Drew Chappelle, I think, involved in that as well. Peyton Phillips. Looks like Desi Pedregon, Gracie Hamerd, and Tyler Wettengel, all only with the 1 lap in the books right now, too. So tough for those drivers. Just one got into that corner and tried to get it to rotate and keep it tight on the inside, and back to power. The thing just looped back around, and again, really at that point was just right in the racing line. Everybody else coming out too wide out of that corner, turn 14, the hairpin, and a couple drivers with nowhere to go plowed on in. Austin Garrison and Arias Dukmedjian, the 2 drivers who have been able to pull away here early. They've got a pretty nice little lead, over a half a second on Thomas Annunziata, who now runs third. Big gap back to the next group, though. That's the fight right now with 4 or 5, maybe 6 drivers in it, led by Finnegan Bailiff. Arias Dukmedjian has now gone to the lead. Dukmedjian P1. Garrison sliding into second. Long way to go. Just getting things rolling here. As we know, 3 down, 13 to go, and just getting started with main events. 5 more main events after this. Remember, folks, if you're here, if you're a driver, mechanic, if you got one of those SKUSA event passes on, Tri-Tip dinner tonight. Superkarts USA Tri-Tip dinner. Tom Kutcher and Mike Adams from Castle Motorsports Park. have been grilling those tri-tips. There's going to be a fantastic dinner this evening. I sampled some of the product last night. Trust me, you're going to love it. It's fantastic. I had trouble stopping myself. Let's put it that way. It's good. Duke Medjian seeing if he can't pull away as we go back to the track action here. Duke Medjian goes purple last time by with a 121.012. Championship battle in KA100 Senior. Cole Morgan, Jace Park, Austin Osborne, Nolan Allison, Blake Nash, really all still in the championship discussion. Morgan's looking really good, however. He's P1 with a 75-point total from race number 4. Remember, a perfect day is 320. He has a drop already of 75. It means he's got a good lead with 2 wins and a second place, but he can't have another bad day. You have another bad day and you're in trouble. That's the key. Other winners: Caleb Schrader and Nolan Allison, I believe. Arias Duke Medjian. He's got Garrison with him. Not able to pull away. Garrison biding his time right now. You'll wonder whether or not he may have used the tires up a little bit. Had to work his way from 15th in that pre-final to go for the win, but was pretty dominant. Garrison, a veteran driver, both he and Duke Medjian. They've got a big gap right now on Annunziata as well, which is solid for both those guys. Leaders rolling by me here at the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center between turns 3 and 4. Again, running the Superkarts USA Super Mile racetrack, so we don't do the national left-hander at turn 4 where it's the short chute down into 5. They go all the way around the scale building here to the right through the oval track of the facility using the banked, what essentially would be turn 1 and 2 of a banked track. Through turn 1 and 2, all the way down the back straight. We don't dive into the oval, over that ski jump area into the 6-7 right-left combination. A little extra added on here, 1.2 miles in length, hence the long lap times of over 1 minute and 20 seconds for the drivers here in the X30 Senior class. Behind the lead, 3 drivers. Cole Morgan, your point leader, currently in the 4th spot. Connor Ferris in 5th. Jace Park, the other championship leader, in 6th. Jacob Hoover, 7th. Adrian Cruz in 8th, up 16 spots. So that's your top mover in the top 10. Adrian Cruz started 24th. He's up into 8th already. Finnegan Bailiff running in 9th, and Stephen Dial in 10th. Austin Osborne started 32nd. He's up into 12th spot right now. And in fact, right behind Brooke Berry, fellow Texan. So we'll see whether or not he's able to get there because he's really right in the group right now that runs behind 4th on back. It's pretty much a pretty solid group. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Little gap to Austin Osborne, which is 9, 10, and 11, because right behind Austin is Josh Campbell and Bajoy Garg. Those drivers all just within a couple of seconds. As I said, you're looking, trying to figure out where you are. 4.6 back to Bajoy Garg. Yeah, it's less than 3 seconds, maybe 2.5 seconds back from 4th all the way back, maybe 2 seconds back to 14th. Arias Duke Medjian still with that purple lap as well with a 120.566. Still the fast driver on the racetrack. That came just a lap ago, and again, he just keeps going quicker and quicker. But again, Austin Garrison right with them on the RPG machine. It's the Trinity Karting Group, Kart Republic for Duke Medjian, and the Rollison Performance Group, Cosmic for Garrison. Thomas Annunziata kind of in the middle all by himself. He's 3.2 seconds behind the leader, 1.4 seconds ahead of Morgan. Austin Osborne trying to chip his way forward. He's up into the 11th spot now, right behind Jacob Hoover. Dukbejian and Garrison are gone. Osborne now right there on Jacob Hoover. Let's see if we see a move coming into turn 14. Not quite there for Garrison, or rather for Austin Osborne. Doesn't get the run he needs out of turn 14, so he's not going to challenge up into turn 16 either. Trying to key a little bit here on Osborne. Opportunity to try to get another spot forward. I think he's getting pressured more from behind right now than moving forward. Was close there for a bit coming through. There's a move further back for fourth position. That is Jace Park getting by Cole Morgan. Park threw it to the inside at turn number 3. You can book it. He's through. And Park goes now to P4. Now, does he hold the spot? He does. And Connor Ferris right there with him. He may have came through as well. So I think Connor Ferris into 5th. Moving Cole Morgan potentially back to 6th now. Indeed, he's back to 6th spot. So it's Park in 4th. Ferris 5th. 6th is Morgan. 7th is Adrian Cruz. 8th is Finnegan Bailiff. Jacob Hoover most definitely holding back. Austin Osborne finally makes the move to the inside of turn number 14 and move him through. Osborne asking for help after that pass. You don't want to give it up, but it might be a help to Hoover to see if he can't work with him because Osborne's come from 20, or rather from 32nd spot. 21 spots up for Osborne. Make that 22, and just got by Hoover. Hoover working with him now. Might as well. Good call. He's been able to catch up to you and went by you, so see if you can't work with him to try to reel in that next group. The next guy on the line would be Finnegan Bailiff. Finnegan now currently running in the 8th spot in that TKG Kart Republic. 7 laps remaining past the halfway point now in X30 Senior. Dukbejian and Garrison out to a 3.9 second lead over Thomas Annunziata. Six laps remaining. And this lead duo of Dukbejian and Garrison still glued together. And the gap, massive now. Almost a full 4 seconds. Same with Annunziata all by himself. Then we have 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's the battle. It's fun to watch. Jace Park, Connor Ferris, Cole Morgan, and Adrian Cruz. Talking about Austin Osborne being able to get by a couple of drivers and working his way up to 9th from 32nd on the grid. About, I want to say 2/10 quicker than Finnegan Bailiff last time by. 1.2 back, 6 laps to go. That's just enough to potentially battle him. And then, of course, get in the draft possibly. But this could be as far as Osborne's going to get, but still a great run up to 9th. You got to believe that starting outside the top 30 and getting into the top 10 is pretty impressive. He's getting some help here right now from Jacob Hoover coming down the back straightaway. They're trying to reel in Bailiff. That's good racecraft for Jacob Hoover as well. You guys can battle it out as much as you want for 9th position. But when you do, the guys behind you are going to eat you up. You might as well work together and see if you can't reel in Bailiff and try to make a move on him. Eventually, the last lap, you're still going to be able to fight it out for your position. Five to go. 5 laps remaining. Patience being shown here by Austin Garrison. It's going to come down to the end of this one for sure. Garrison right there with them as they work their way through 4A and B again. As Duke Medjian showed everything he has. Has Garrison got anything left? Annunziata spot, of course, locked and loaded. He's got a big gap. Cole Morgan's been able to go back to P4. Osborne now up into the 8th spot. Who did we lose out of that group potentially? Finnegan Bailiff. No, he's gone back to 10th. Not sure what happened with Bailiff. I got him back to 10th position now. I don't know that Osborne and Hoover were able to catch him, or Finnegan may have dropped the wheel, whatever it may be, but Austin Osborne and Jacob Hoover now up to 8th and 9th. Laps winding down in KA100 Senior. Oh, and we got ourselves a new leader. Garrison's gone to P1. I kind of figured he was going to wait late, but no. Garrison's to the lead now in the 979. We haven't seen the draft work down the back straightaway in a single car effort with that wind pretty aggressive from behind. The draft is not working. So Garrison thought it was time to go, and he's gone to P1. Adrian Cruz up to 4th as well. Great run here for Adrian. Started 24th, and he's up to 4th position. What an amazing run for Adrian Cruz and the Cruz Racing Development Team. P4. Morgan still runs in the 5th spot. 6th is Connor Ferris. 7th is Jace Park. Remember, Jace is in a championship battle as well. Jace fighting it out here with Cole Morgan, Austin Osborne, Nolan Allison. Right now, Cole Morgan in 5th. Still doing what he needs to do, being in front of the guys that he's battling with. Well, as I said about Cole, he's already got a drop race, 75 points from round 4 in Utah. He cannot have a bad race right now, getting a good job done here so far. David Cole updating me a little bit here on the spreadsheet. I said he can't drop that. He would want to drop that. Dave says that's a DQ, actually, an undroppable DQ, the 75 for Morgan. That was the incident I forgot in Utah where he got into it a little bit with Thomas Nepvu, so he's got to take that point. Sorry. Wrong category. Cole got into it with Stepanova Nikhil in KA100. He got into it with Thomas Naveau in X30 Senior. So there you go. A little bit of a update from Dave, some clarification. But he can't drop that 75. So that makes things really interesting then. regardless of what it is, Morgan's doing what he needs to do right now because he's ahead of everybody behind him. Yeah, he's not going to be able to be on the podium. Garrison, Dukmedjian, and Nunziata, in whatever order, feel like they've got that already locked. But Morgan, as long as you're finishing in front of the guys that you're in the championship battle with, it's a success. It's a win. But the lap's definitely winding down now as we have just 2 to go. Final lap. And Garrison starting to stretch away from Dukmedjian. I thought this was going to be closer at the end, but Garrison indeed, as I said, who was holding back? And it sounds like Garrison had a little bit more. He was biding his time, taking care of the tires. He's got about a 4 or 5 kart length lead right now. So Austin Garrison out front. Final lap as he's getting ready to bring it through here. Indeed, final lap on the racetrack right now here for your leader. Austin Garrison out of the final corner. And he will make it happen. Pulled out front of Dukmedjian with a couple laps, and he takes the victory. Impressive run there for Austin Garrison, winning by 1.1 seconds. Garrison over Dukmedjian. Thomas Annunziata in the 3rd spot. Cole Morgan 4th. Connor Ferris in 5th. 6th was Adrian Cruz. 7th, Jacob Hoover. 8th, Austin Osborne, as Hoover helped push Osborne forward and then made the move late in the run to be able to get that spot. So move Jacob Hoover up into 7th. Austin Osborne from deep in the field, 32nd on the grid. He rolls up to finish in that 8th spot. Brooke Berry in 9th and Jace Park in 10th. The 2 big movers, though, very impressive for Austin Osborne, up 24. Adrian Cruz up 18 positions as well. Drivers have rolled themselves in here to the scale area right now to get things rolling. Dukmedjian, the first driver in. Austin Osborne going to give a little high five to drivers behind him. Arias Dukmedjian pushed hard to try to get that one done. Led for a majority of the race, but again, Austin Osborne able to hold on to the spot and kind of was biding his time back there. Austin, let's get a chance to chat with you. I kind of figured it was going to go later in the run, but about 3 or 4 to go, you decided you were going to go. Were you just kind of pacing yourself, taking care of the tires? What was the strategy there to make the move?
So now I knew that Arias was a lot faster than I was at the first half of the race, so I just let him stay out in front, push him to go and try to get away from the other people behind us. But it seemed like after the last 5 or 6 laps that for some reason his engine wasn't as strong as it was early on during the race, so I ended up going by him. And I knew it's going to be whoever has the most top end at the end of the race is going to be the first across the finish line. So why not be first going to the last lap if you can do that?
Hey, a fantastic pre-final. You work your way all the way up front, then you get the job done in the main. Pretty big for you and obviously for the guys at Rawlson.
Yeah, man. It was a very great job with the whole team. I want to thank Mike, Artie, James, Joni, Alex, and the engine builder comment. I want to thank all them guys underneath that team that did a fantastic job to go and have me come out here and do a little one-off KA race. So,
well done.
Thank you.
Not a bad one-off KA race. He wins here at the Summer Nationals. Austin Garrison, folks, winning today in that race, able to challenge Arias Dukmedjian throughout that entire run. A great run here for him. And again, bided his time, got a feel for it, realized that potentially Dukmedjian would just use a little bit on the top end, able to go forward and then get that run. You can see him pull away by about 4 or 5 car lengths. Pretty close, I think, here on the scale as well. But here come the Rawlson Performance Group crew in here. Ryan Norbert, one of the first guys to meet him here, and a tremendous run. Austin Garrison winning today in KA100 Senior.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour SummerNationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. It all started in 1994, when former successful kart driver Albino Parolin decided to move his passion for karting from the track to his small workshop. That's when Parolin was born. Fast forward 20 years, and Parolin's passion for the sport led to the company rejoining international competitions as a factory team in WSK and CIK FIA races, with the aim of enhancing the research and development process, immediately achieving notable results around Europe, North America, and Asia, becoming the CIK FIA Asia Pacific KZ champion in the same year. Parolin USA is North America's source for Parolin products, and we run a factory team at all of the major Superkarts USA and Rock Cup USA events. The Parolin chassis lineup for 2021 includes the Invader Shifter, the Le Mans Tag single-speed chassis for junior and senior classes, and the 28mm mini kart for the cadet classes. Parolin has been winning races all over the world, and it's on top of the podium in the USA as well, with drivers like Kai Sorensen, Mateus Orjuela, and Alessandro De Tullio. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parolin. For more information, head to ParolinUSA.com. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer with IP karting that includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports provides in-depth driver development for those racers in Northern California and across the country. Arrive and drive services, kart preparation, and driver coaching are available under the LEM tent throughout the season. Bell's record of working with drivers includes recent victories at North America's biggest karting events, including the Rock the Rio and the SKUSA SummerNationals. Greg Bell's knowledge for building engines spans 2 decades and is now under the Mega Power branding, providing a reliable engine service and tuning knowledge. No matter the chassis brand, choose Mega Power to get to the front. Click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com for more and find them on social media to stay connected. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old. Now back to the Superkarts USA SummerNationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Drivers on the racetrack to get things back underway. This is the Mini Swift, their main event, round 5 of the Pro Tour here at the Summer Nationals. Saturday action, of course, will cap off the championship tomorrow. Oscar Isla starting on the pole alongside Mateus Orjuela, Sarah Bradley, and Isaac Malkit on row number 2. It'll be Jack Iliff and Diego Guiot on row number 3, while Asher Osteen starts alongside Vivek Canthan on row 4. Capping off your top 10, Charlie Smith on the inside, Salvador Della Vecchia on the outside of row 5, while row 6 has your point leader, Enzo Vidmontian. Deep starting spot for Enzo. He'll have to work his way forward. Kai Johnson alongside on row 6. Johnny Stamps and Diego Ardiles on row 7. Braden Zervis and Jackson Baldus, row 8. Javier Herrera, Gage Korn, row 9. Row 10, Jackson Wolney and William Rasmussen. And row 11, Indy Reagan and Gavin Witt. Row number 12, Alan Bonilla and Santiago Duran. Row 13, Devin Waltz and Max Christia. Row 14, Lucas Brancati and Gabby Gudera. Row 15, Alex Chartier and McLaren Carroll. Row 16, Drew Waltz and Cameron Blatz as the field streams by me here between 3 and 4. Michael McGahee, Giuseppe Guidera on row number 17, and row 18, Robert Arana and David Ramirez. 36 drivers have taken the green, and they'll work their way through the ski jump. 6 and 7 now, back onto the national circuit. Couple drivers connected early, and incidents in the opening couple of corners. The 153 and the 125 involved in that. 153 of Robert Arana, and I said the 125 of Alex Charte involved. A little bit of a dust-up over in turn 1-2, and back over to 3. Otherwise, everyone's settling in and getting underway. Oscar Iliff with the lead coming out of turn 13 for the first time, and with the drivers in the cadet categories, it'll be a 14-lap race. 14-lapper. And it's time to go shifter racing after this. Pro Shifter will be next up. Mini Swift drivers settling in on the opening lap. Last time by the stripe to begin that second lap, Iliff led, Sarah Bradley up into second, Orjuela in third, Iliff and Malkit fourth and fifth as Jack Iliff working his way back forward. An issue in tech bounced Jack down the order to 10th at the start of the pre-final, fought his way forward into the 5th spot, now runs here in the 4th position. Lead train starting to settle itself in a little bit here. We do have a 2-driver breakaway. Mateus Orjuela has gone back to second, with Iliff and Orjuela, I believe, running in that 1st and 2nd spots. Jack Iliff, I think, now up potentially into 3rd. That's Sarah Bradley 4th, but we'll see what happens when they scroll back around here. We're getting that first kind of gap as we normally do between groups. Looks like we have essentially a 5 in that first group as Isaac Malkit trying to close in there. A bit of a gap back to then 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and another gap back to 10th. But a second back to Johnny Stanton in the 10th spot. Half a second between Malkit in 5th and Della Vecchia in 6th. Again, the early group just starting to dial in. Four drivers trying to stretch away now. Lead quartet. They've been able to drop Isaac Malkit, but he's going to see some help pretty soon here from Salvador Della Vecchia and I believe Asher Osteen as well. So it's Iliff, Orjuela, Iliff, and Bradley. Oscar leads, Jack third, the Iliffs, Mateus Orjuela, and Sarah Bradley in that lead group. Not a lot of action yet, not surprising. Mini Swift drivers normally do a really good job of settling in and stretching away. They don't like to battle that much early. Get your spot. Let's see if we can't pull away. Make it a 4-driver battle, 3-driver battle, and so on. Use your pace to potentially stretch away. The minute you start racing, you know everybody else is coming back into fight with you. So right now they've got a 4-driver pack, and they've been able to pull away by over 1.1 seconds now from Isaac Malkit. He's by himself. I thought Malkit may be able to get caught up. No, indeed, he is. He is getting reeled here. So Malkit right in the middle of that fight. In fact, I think he's falling back to the tail of that next group. I was looking for the driver behind him. Actually, he's another one of the, I believe, Kart Republic cars. But Malkit in that next group of 4. Yeah, indeed, Isaac Malkit has fallen back into the 8th position. We'll give you a top 10 update again when they come back around. But very early on, it'll be lap 4 in the books, 10 to go when they come back around. Enzo Vidmontien comes in as the point leader, 125 points over Jack Iliff. Iliff's drop a 245, Enzo's a 270, so a 25-point difference there. So really a 100-point lead. If you factor the drop already for Enzo Vidmontien, so you know that Jack Iliff is going to be fighting hard to see if he can't get the race win here this weekend. Iliff, Orjuela, Iliff, and Bradley out to a second lead over Asher Osteen and Salvador Della Vecchia. Della Vecchia with the fast lap last time by went purple, a 125.032. Enzo Vidmontien, third in the order, but 7th in the actual classifications. Vidmontien just biding his time, showing the patience. Sarah Bradley's dropped off that lead group a little bit. That doesn't bode well for Mateus Orjuela to have both those Iliffs up front working together. As Oscar and Jack looked really good in practice. They were strong in qualifying as well. In fact, they run 1-2 right now. Oscar Iliff, Jack Iliff first and second. Orjuela goes back into third. Bradley by herself in fourth. She's going to get reeled in by Asher Osteen here soon. Who else is in the fight here for the championship? Diego Ardiles and Ben Mayer. Ben not with us here this weekend. Oscar Iliff still in a long shot in the fight. He's got to drop a 174, so he'll drop maybe 100 points back up on Vidmontien, but he'll still be 215 back. Oscar, listen, if he wins here today, that'd be pretty solid. He's leading the way now. Well, let's not count out Oscar Iliff either. Osteen with the fast lap, 125.023. Sarah Bradley not giving up at all. She's trying to reel back those leaders. Asher Osteen looking pretty good too, as we said, fast lap last time by. Osteen on the Bennett, driver out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Iliff's run 1-2, but the key is, can they pull away from Mateus Orjuela, who's been strong all weekend? He is not going anywhere. Right there with him. In fact, he knows he wants to just push away with them as well, because Sarah Bradley hasn't given up at all. In fact, Sarah just went purple. Sarah Bradley just turned the purple lap, a 124.991. Bradley on the nitro, up on the wheel, closing up again as well. Mini Swift category brought to you by Group A. We are coming up to the halfway point this time by at least 7 down, 7 to go. As the Ilifs continue to run 1-2 with Mateus Orjuela on the Parolin, right comfortable there with them, just biding his time as well. Got to plan that strategy. How are you going to make the move here? You want to obviously be able to pull away. Sarah Bradley's not that far back, and again, she turned that purple lap time a couple laps ago. This time, Orjuela with the purple lap. Bradley still close. She is not letting them get away at all. And in fact, Asher Osteen's trying to do the same thing a little further back. Trying to make this a 5-driver battle up front. And surprising, right? Because normally 3 drivers going to pull away like that. I think Osteen's going to get dropped. But Sarah Bradley is not. She is not giving up at all. And that kart's pretty good. She's using that draft that she can. With those 3 drivers up front. She's only really 2 kart lengths out of that lead trio. She just needs them to maybe have a pass here and there. If Orjuela makes a move to get to second, you got to think Bradley will be able to capitalize and close right back in. She's only a couple kart lengths back. Oscar Iliffe continues to lead. Jack right behind him. Really strong run through turn 14, the scoreboard hairpin for Bradley, and it closes her up another kart length. Uses that draft fully coming down the back straightaway, and Bradley is there. Sarah has put her nitro essentially right on the rear bumper. Loses about a length coming down the straightaway. Even in the draft. Makes up a little bit carrying corner speed through 1. So front-running 4 drivers. Bradley thinks about looking to the inside of Orjuela, but tucks back in on the exit of 3. She just turned her fast lap of the 124.732. Best to sit here for a couple laps and get a feel for it, although only 6 laps remaining. Orjuela with a look over his shoulder coming out of 7 to see that Bradley right there. Osteen runs in 5th. Enzo Vidmontagne, your point leader, in 6th. Malkit, Johnson, Camden, and Giat all together 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. In fact, throw Salvador Della Vecchia in there as well in 11th. He's at the tail of that quintet of cars. Oh, here we got the first move. Orjuela has gone to P2. Makes the move to the inside of Jack Iliffe in the hairpin turn 14. They'll close back up. So Orjuela's gone to P2. This could help Asher Osteen come back in. He's still a ways back. Osteen last time by 1.3 back. Now he's going to be closing up here because they're making some big moves as Orjuela's gone to the lead. Mateus Orjuela has gone to the lead in the turn 1 corner drafted by, and Osteen is loving it. He's closing back up. So now the battle is on. Sarah Bradley getting dropped a bit from that group. It's like she's just lacking just a little bit. Doesn't quite have exactly what she needs to be able to hang with them. Every time just losing a bit here and a bit there. Sarah Bradley, 11 years of age, out of Fishers, Indiana. Fifth last year in the Pro Tour. Would love to get that breakout win. Got to get herself back in the fight here. Mateus Orjuela has gone back to P1. Jack Iliffe runs in second. Oscar Iliffe in third. Jack and Oscar both finishing in front of Enzo Vidmontien, which would be good in the championship battle. Sarah didn't do the first race of the year, so a little further down in the points. Top four drivers were literally nose to tail just a couple of laps ago, and now they've separated significantly. Bradley's dropped off the back and fourth. Mateus Orjuela's gone to the lead, and the 144, Jack Iliff now runs in that second spot. Does Iliff have anything for Orjuela, or is he going to be able to pull away like we saw with Austin Garrison in that last race? Indeed, Orjuela's pulling away a bit here. 0.4 of a second to lead for Mateus Orjuela on the Paralympic. Iliff's have teamed back up. Oscar right there now with Jack. Can they work together and potentially reel in Orjuela? Or does he have the speed just to pull away by himself? He is the leader. 4 more races to go after this. We'll go Pro Shifter Racing next. Iliffs are lined up. And again, can they battle it out to find a way by Orjuela? Both these drivers would like maximum points to try to close up on Enzo Vidmontien in the championship battle. It's all going to come down to Sunday for this race to see who wins the title. Vidmontien currently running in the 6th position, improving up from 11th. Be a good points haul day for both of the Iliffs, but Orjuela pulled away. Even though those two drivers are pushing, Mateus Orjuela has pulled away a little bit, inching away. 0.4 of a second the gap last time by, 0.413. What is it now, even with the Iliffs working on each other? 2 to go. 0.445, stretched even a little bit more for Orjuela. Sarah Bradley all by herself in 4th spot. Osteen in 5th. Vidmontien 6th. Diego Giat 7th. Canthan 8th. Johnson 9th. Delavecchia 10th. Again, laps winding down. They'll see the white flag this time by. Iliff's closing up a little bit here. They look good. They push a lot of corner speed through turn 13, trying to work together. Definitely closing up here on the final circuit, or the penultimate lap, as they'll see the white flag this time by. They are closer. Big run down the back straightaway. They're looking to the inside. Not quite. Jack leads the way. Oscar there in the 3rd spot. And they are closed right back up on Orjuela. That 0.4 of a second gap is gone. Final lap here in Mini Swift. Will they try to work their way by down the back chute? They're going to line them up. Going to the inside, coming to the ski jump. They're through. They're both through. Book it. Jack Iliff goes to the lead. Oscar in a 2nd. Again, trying to get max points to battle it out with Enzo Vidmontien for the championship. Orjuela still holding on there into the 3rd spot, but the Iliffs going to battle it out. The two brothers going at it up front now. Does Orjuela put himself in the middle to fight it out? 3rd turn, number 12 now. Jack Iliff in the 144 holding the spot. Defensive run down the inside for the 117 of Oscar Iliff. Orjuela doesn't seem like he's in the position yet. What's going to happen down the straightaway? through number 14. Good run out of the corner for Jack Iliff from the 144. But here's the run again. Oscar's going to go to the inside. Orjuela's going to come with him. Oscar Iliff has gone to the lead. Orjuela's right with him. Orjuela's going to pull it outside. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? It looks like Orjuela at the line. And it is. Mateus Orjuela able to get out in front of the Iliffs on the final circuit to win by 28 thousandths of a second at the line. Oscar went to the inside of Jack. Orjuela came with him. And Mateus able to get the run down the straightaway to take that spot away. 28 thousandths. The margin of all three drivers, just 94 thousandths of a second at the line. Orjuela with the win. Iliff in second for Oscar. Jack Iliff third. Sarah Bradley in fourth. And Asher Osteen rounding out the top five. Point leader Enzo Vidmontien down in eighth position. Definitely going to tighten things up in the championship battle. And we head to Sunday and the final round of this year's Pro Tour. I'll run down there and see if I can have a quick chat right now with Mateus Orjuela, the winner in Mini. Down here right now with Mateus Orjuela. Mateus, come on over here. Anytime you want to win one of these races, it's tough. But when you're trying to win a race like this against both of the Iliffs, you know they're going to work together. He went by. You made the move to the inside. Tell me what your thoughts were on that last lap.
I really don't know.
I wouldn't either. What do you feel like having won that? Because obviously it was going to be tough racing both the brothers, right?
I think it's harder when you don't have a brother. But yeah.
The car was pretty good all weekend long, I think, so far. What do you think about tomorrow? Can you come back and do it again?
I'm gonna try.
Boy, well done.
Thank you.
Mateus Orjuela, guys, what a great run. He said it's tougher when you're racing against the two brothers, especially when you don't have one yourself. But he did a great job for Parolin USA. A big win. Mateus Orjuela with the victory. The Iliffs coming home in second and third, but most definitely tightening things up in the championship with those points as Enzo Vidmontien finished back in the eighth position. So things could be very exciting when we go racing on Sunday.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires.
Wins at the sport's biggest races and championships across all levels of karting make up the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. The 2021 Cadet is the evolution of that success, featuring the latest development and components to put you at the front. If you want to win in Cadet, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. The Nitro Kart Cadet claimed 5 victories at the SKUSA Pro Tour, including the Mini Swift Championship in 2020. At the United States Pro Kart Series, Nitro Kart Cadet earned 5 wins and 14 podiums in mini and micro competition. For a second straight year, Nitro Kart won the U.S. Rotax Grand Nationals in the Minimax division, bringing the title total to 4 in 4 years. If you've seen it on track, it certainly caught your eye. Dominating the 4-cycle world is the Nitro Kart Lefty chassis. The chassis is designed for the Briggs & Stratton 206 engine with a left side mount for better weight distribution. The Lefty is available in cadet and full-size frames. The Nitro Kart Lefty won the CKNA Grand Nationals 4 in both sportsman and junior categories, with fast time in qualifying for the senior division. Drivers with the Lefty were ranked number 1 in the Briggs & Stratton Weekly Racing Series for junior and cadet divisions. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events in 2021 with programs tailored to every driver's needs. Focused on driver development, the cadet program under Team Nitro Kart has helped develop some of today's stars, including Brent Cruz, Parker DeLong, Ben Mayer, and Spencer Conrad. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on Facebook and Instagram.
All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the U.S., OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and X30 chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SKUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, X30, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Back at it once again here at Newcastle Motorsports Park as our shifter kart drivers coming out of the hairpin to line up the grid for Pro Shifter, brought to you by PSL Karting. Point leader and 4-time winner here in 2021, AJ Myers starting on the pole position in the Magic Kart USA machine. Kyle Wick in the Track Magic number 209 starting on the outside of the front row. Billy Musgrave and Jake French will be on row number 2, while Andrew Bedozo starts alongside 13-year-old Brent Cruz on row number 3. Hunter Pickett and Cole Shade will occupy row 4, while Danny Formal and Vincenzo Saracino will be on row number 5. Micah Hendricks and Jacob Gulick on row number 6. Row 7 sees Jason Enrique start alongside Nathan Nicholson. Devin Smith Harden and Kyle Kennedy on row number 8, while row 9 will have Cole Bailey and Chente Salas. Field set, folks. We're going to the lights. Let's see if Wick can get a better start. Myers on the inside, Wick on the outside. Green, 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 and again. A tough start for Wick. He gets swallowed up by the second row, but will dive back on the inside of turn 1, and he somehow comes out with P2 on the exit of turn number 2. The whole shot, though, goes to A.J. Myers as they rock through the opening couple of corners. Couple drivers going off the racetrack there. Further back, that was the 213 and I think the 256. So a couple drivers off, Daniel Cara being one of them, and Nathan Nicholson. Also, Pierce Baldus involved in an incident. He was late coming through here. Kyle Wick got swallowed up on the start by the second row, but was able to over-under and power down on the throttle quicker than those and beat them back over to turn number 2, so he held the spot somehow. So, again, A.J. Myers to P1, another hole shot. Myers having trouble coming out of 13. Trouble for A.J. Myers. He's back on it right now. Can he keep going? Is there an issue? He missed a shift or something. No, that thing's going backwards. Hands up for Myers. This is going to be a DNF for A.J. Myers. Wick takes over the lead, and Myers with his hands in the air. The point leader, hand in the air. It's going to come down to Sunday. Not sure what happened to A.J. Myers, but he is walking away from the kart, had the lead, but something happened coming out of turn 13 as he was grabbing gears. He ran it back over to 14, tried to get into 14 with the same thing. I don't know that he just had a gearbox issue and couldn't get up to the higher gears, whatever it was, but he is done. And Kyle Wick in the Track Magic goes to the lead. So this is the drop race for A.J. Myers. And we talked about this in our pre-show and our preview podcast, the Outlap podcast, that with 29 drivers in the field finishing last, you lose a lot of points. This is definitely going to be a drop, and even an issue tomorrow could mean that A.J. Myers is not able to get the championship. 4 wins already on the season. This is an opening, of course, for Jake French to potentially get himself into a place that he could somehow grab a piece of this championship. It is not over here in Pro Shifter. So Kyle Wick, the leader, will have a look when they come back around here. We'll give you an update. Kyle Wick leads. Jake French in second. Billy Musgrave third. Andrew Bedozo fourth. Danny Formal now up to fifth. Sixth is Brent Cruz. Seventh, Hunter Pickett. Eighth, Cole Shade. 9th, Vincenzo Saraceno with the fast lap. And Chente Salas now up to the 10th position. Salas started 18th. He is already up to 10th, though. Impressive run there for Chente Salas. So an unbelievable turn of events for A.J. Myers, who, again, coming in today, could have locked it down. A win today would have got the job done. He does have the 100 points from the pre-final, as we know, but he's going to be very low down point-wise here in this race here. So, again, even if he had to take this. Oh, another trouble as well. Another driver with a hand in the air. One of the comp kart drivers is slowed as well. Is that Cole Bailey? Not quite sure. Tried to pick up a number on that kart, but I wasn't able to get it. Another driver out as well. Micah Hendricks, Justin Taylor, and Ahmad Barazi, other drivers who did not get an opening lap in. 26 drivers in total have posted at least one lap. So Kyle Wick out of Auburn, Washington, leading the way now over the Texan Jake Fudge. Billy Musgrave now running in that third spot. Andrew Bodozo in fourth. Bodozo putting a lot of pressure on Billy Musgrave now for that third position. Little ways back to Brent Cruz running P5 and again hit his debut here in the SKUSA Pro Tour. Bodozo making the move by Musgrave, able to slide through in turn number 13, or 14 rather, the scoreboard hairpin. So move Bodozo now up into third. Jake French starting to reel in though. Kyle Wick. French in the PSL Karting Burrell Art Machine. The door open to potentially get himself back into the championship fight. A win here would be huge. He has the fast lap as well, a 112.825. The door is open. But Wick looking pretty good right now here in the track magic. That said, French reeling him in slowly but surely, quicker by over a tenth last time by. And he's got that gap down significantly now, about a length and a half now for Jake French, who is closed up now. Driver off the racetrack further back over in turn number 8, the entry to 8. Nose cone gone off of that machine, so he's parked in the grass on the outside of the turn 8-9 complex. Another driver out in the opening, coming out of turn number 6 and 7 over the ski jump. Not sure who that is. Cole Bailey was indeed the driver out that I talked about, the comp kart. He was out as well. He'll finish 26th, so a little bit of attrition here. There's the pass for the lead, potentially. Jake French going at it here with Kyle Wick in turn 1. And indeed, French comes out with the lead. Jake French, your leader. Wick having to hold off now. Andrew Bodozo. Wick's having some trouble. Wick definitely stricken. He was having some trouble gearing the thing. And he has gone back to third and getting eaten up. Bodozo's now gotten into the second spot. Andrew Bodozo, another one of the Magic Kart USA entries. He's trying to work his way up here on Jake French. Long way to go. 11 laps still to remain. Only 5 in the books right now. And Andrew Bodozo looks like I got to watch, as does Brent Cruz. Cruz just went purple in that Leading Edge Motorsports Formula K. Mega Power in the number 211. And Cruz starting to put the pressure on Musgrave. He'll go to the inside. Book it. Cruz down to P4. Brent Cruz down the inside of Musgrave in 13. He'll go to 4th. Cruz coming off a big weekend in the Power Eye Midget Series, winning at Peverly, Missouri. Back-to-back wins in both races there in the midget car. Looking to see if he can't build the momentum here as well with his 125 shifter. Musgrave trying to fight back, going deep into the brake zone at turn 1. French still leads. Bodozo second, and Wick is back at it in third. I want to know what happened with Wick there, because when he lost the spot to French, he had trouble coming out of 3, and that's what allowed Badozo to eat him back up, coming through 3 and 4, 5, and in 4A and 4B. Badozo definitely starting to put some pressure on French as well. Could be a battle here now for the lead. Jake French, Andrew Badozo, 1-2. The Burrell and the Magic Kart USA entry. Wick still holds on to 3rd on the Track Magic. Cruz 4th, Musgrave 5th, Formal 6th. 7th is Shade, 8th is Pickett, 9th is Saraceno, 10th is Enrique. Brendan Rosbarski started 30th in the GFC, and he is up to 12th. Annie Rule as well. How about Annie? I think she injured her wrist or her arm in the pre-final. She's back into it, up 13 spots into 15th for Annie Rule. Another one of our Magic Kart USA drivers. Rule now up into 15th. Rule starting to go to work here on the number 226 of Josh Campbell, so that's the fight there. Back up front, Jake French trying to take full advantage of the issue with A.J. Myers. And listen, think about overall team points as well. Andrew Badozo is going to do everything he can to potentially get by, because Badozo wants to make sure his teammate and Magic Kart USA driver A.J. Myers is going to be able to get this championship. So Badozo, if he can somehow get by here and make sure that French isn't getting full points, he's going to go for it. Badozo really trying to diamond the corners off hard, driving it deep into the apex. Eight down, 8 to go at the halfway point now. Jake French still leading the way. Cruz has got his way to 3rd. Brent Cruz able to get by Musgrave first, then by Kyle Wick. And Cruz in that Formula K for Leading Edge Motorsports now to 3rd. Three-tenths of a second last time by for French over Badozo. French turned his quickest lap time as well. Back-to-back 1:12.822s. Back-to-back consistent laps in lap 7 and lap 8 for Jake French. Multi-time SKUSA race winner. Badozo, a Pro Tour winner as well, getting that victory at Cal Speed. Winter Nationals a couple of years ago. French trying to get full points here, though, the 200 markers, plus what he was able to pull in from the pre-final would be big, and trying to get him back in the championship fight here. Going to come down to Sunday. Seven laps remaining. Badozo again right with him. Great battle here for the lead. Keep an eye as well on Brent Cruz and his lap times. Pretty much the same as the leaders, 1:12.871, just a little bit quicker than French last time by, but I'm talking about a couple of hundredths of a second. He's back by 1.7 seconds from Badozo, 1.9 from French. Jake French doing a great job rolling corner speed in that Burrell. A little bit different approach to the corners, I think, than what Badozo's doing with the Magic Kart right now. Rosbarski's now up into 10th. Brendan Rosbarski into the 10th spot, 2/10 quicker than Jason Enrique. He's moving forward the 251. He's definitely a guy to watch here right now in the GFC. He's 9th. In fact, Bruce Barsky already to the 9th spot. And again, as I said, closing significantly on Jason Enrique. That's going to be a pass that's going to happen pretty soon. He is flying. Hunter Pickett, I believe, able to slide by Danny Formal as well. That's the spot for 6th to move Pickett to 6th, Formal back to 7th. And also, I want to say Billy Musgrave was able to get by Kyle Wick as well. So move Musgrave to 4th. Wick goes back into 5th. 6th now is Hunter Pickett. 7th is Danny Formal. I don't know if Rusbarski's up to 8th or not yet. No, there's Rusbarski there. Big move. Got some good racing here. 2x2. See what happens when the drivers break out of that deuce and get to the front. Can they pull up on the driver in front of them? I'm wondering whether or not Rusbarski's got what it takes to be able to reel up. He put some smoking laps down, a 112.76 for Brendan Rusbarski. He's one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack right now. 4/10 quicker than Danny Formal last time by, only 8/10 back. So Brendan Rusbarski up into 8th. He started 30th. Rusbarski is rolling right now in that GFC. What a run. He's definitely the guy to watch right now. Jake French still holding a couple of tenths on Andrew Bodozo. But Rusbarski closing up on this battle between Hunter Pickett and Danny Formal for 6th and 7th. Lost a couple drivers in this one. Jacob Yesnick, Blake Hunt, Cole Shade, Jacob Gulick, Chente Salas, Devin Smith-Harden, Cole Bailey, all out after starting the race. A.J. Myers, Micah Hendricks, Justin Taylor, and Ahmad Barazi did not get an opening lap in the books. 19 drivers remain on the racetrack now. Vincenzo Saraceno, I think, maybe have pulled off as well. There's an issue with him. He's down a lap. So definitely got some attrition in this one. Jake French still holding enough of a gap right now over Bodozo. Bodozo, though, was about 2/10 quicker on that last circuit, did a 13 flat. French a 13.2. Rusbarski's closing up as well here, big time on Danny Formal. What a run for Brendan Rusbarski. Remember, started at the very tail of the field, dead last in 30th, and Rusbarski has worked his way all the way up into 8th. Closing up on Danny Formal. Bodozo keeps putting the pressure on French, trying to see if he can't push him into that one little mistake. 3 to go, and they get back around. Master Shifter will be up next. Talked to Jake yesterday, asking about what it was going to take to be able to challenge A.J. Myers. We obviously didn't think about it mechanical. But he did say one of the keys to being fast, to being able to win here and get a good result, was tire management throughout the weekend. This is a very interesting racetrack, and it's hard on these Avinco tires, especially in these high horsepower, high speed 125cc and 175cc shifter carts. So to be honest, he's a veteran driver trying to manage things right now to make sure he's going to have what he needs to be able to hold off Andrew Bodozo here at the end, because this is the opening that Jake French would have hoped for. Some kind of bad luck, some cloud coming over A.J. Myers, which it has here in the opening round. Something happened on the opening lap. It's going to be a low point score, likely a drop for A.J. Myers, but that puts so much pressure on him for tomorrow. If he has a mistake or he has an issue or any kind of an incident, this could open the thing wide open. And Jake French, if the door opened like that here today on Saturday, you got to capitalize. You got to get full points. And so for French to be able to potentially get a race win here, everything going in the right direction. He gets a good lead coming by. 2 laps to go here in Pro Shifter. Brent Cruz with the fast lap, a 112.607. French back down to a 112.842. Rusbarski still right there, trying to find a way by Danny Formal, 4-time SuperNationals winner. Rosbarski, big run down that straightaway over to the ski jump. Trying to set up for Mal. But Dozo still within a couple of kart lengths here in Pro Shifter. Jake French has not been able to breathe. Got to hit every mark with a guy like Badozo behind you. And again, French strong coming out of 14. That's given him a lot of cushion down that straightaway. 5 or 6 kart lengths. Badozo runs it in on the brakes. No doubt, Badozo's really working at going deep on the brakes into each corner here right now. Final lap, white flag flying for Jake French. Can he bring home a much-needed victory, or does Badozo have what it takes to potentially steal it away? Badozo's closed up a bit. It's down to about 2 to 3 kart lengths, maybe 3 coming out of turn 5. Badozo trying to get close enough to throw it in. Thinks about it to the inside of turn number 7. A little bit of a better jump out of 7 for French. Going to give him 2 or 3 kart lengths into turn number 8 and 9. Back to the hairpin at turn 10, and Badozo's right there. French is going on the defensive. Badozo to within a length. Oh, we're full defense mode here now. Badozo's using it on the final circuit. Can he get away by? French is going to have to run the inside line through 13, and he does. Badozo tries to get a better run out. It's going to be all about running defensive lines. Badozo into the inside of him. Contact pass to the inside. Book it in turn number 12. Better run down the line for French. French gets a better run out of the corner. He'll chase him down into 14. French takes the lead. Badozo back to the bottom. French on the outside. They're grabbing gears. Here comes Brent Cruz. It's the run to the line. French on the outside. Cruz is coming. And at the line, it's going to be a near miss. Jake French wins. Jake French wins it by 15 thousandths of a second. French on the outside, Badozo on the inside. Andrew threw everything he could at him. Brent Cruz was right there as well, only a 10th back. But French with the win by 15 thousandths of a second. Cruz third, Badozo second, Musgrave fourth, and Kyle Wick fifth. Let's jump downstairs real quick and try to have a chat with our race winner. So down here right now with the drivers rolling in our Pro Shifter category. Of course, a couple more races still to come. Master Shifter ready to fire things up. Danny Formal coming in with a big smile on his face to give a little high five here to Brent Cruz. First ever SKUSA Pro Tour main event for Cruz. What a run to P3. Looking back to try to find our race winner. He is well back there. We'll see if we can't get a hold of him. We possibly can. I know we have the Master Shifter guys coming out. We'll jump onto that thing as well, but we want to make sure we get a chance to talk to the race winner if we can. Brent, you're here. Let's have a quick chat with you. Obviously, your first SKUSA Pro Tour race. But, man, in a great fight, able to pass a bunch of dudes, but then you were closing up on those guys. I think you might have had the fast lap of the race as well. You had a great look at the end. Overall for you, how do you feel for the race?
Oh, we had a great race car. We were a little off in the beginning of the day. We got it figured out. Greg's been working really hard on these engines, me and Danny's car, and it's really nice having him here, working on data with him and getting the go-kart dialed. And we had a really solid piece. This FK was good, and looking forward for tomorrow.
Yeah, the nice thing is you get one more chance to do it, right?
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow we can just be an inch closer, a little less mistakes, and I would have been there.
There he is, folks. As I said, he super quick, and he knows that they're going to be able to make that little bit more tweak on this Formula K with Greg Bell on leading edge, and watch for Brent Cruz to potentially go for a race win tomorrow. Again, looking back to see if we can't find Jake French. He's quite a ways in here into the order. I think he cruised around a little bit here. Kyle Wick bringing the track magic in here as well. Of course, Kyle had a solid start, but ended up falling backwards a little bit. A.J. Myers coming in here as well. His teammate Andrew Badozo giving him a bit of a high five. I think Jake French is way back there. I'll hang out here a bit because I think we want to talk to Jake before this is all over. Danny Formal in here as well. Again, tremendous race for the drivers here in the Pro Shifter category. Badozo really put a lot of pressure on him throughout that entire race, and it looked to me like French may have what it took to be able to hold him off. But in the end, it turned out that the Badozo on the final lap got close enough where, you know, when you're on full defense mode like Jake French was, you're going to start losing that lap time. And he was on the inside of turn number 13, and Badozo knew it, threw it to the inside of 14, and just not enough. And in fact, got to give it up to the veteran Jake French for doing the kind of over-under. He realized the pass was getting done, got the kart rotated quickly, and he was on the throttle first coming out of turn number 14 and was able to beat Badozo down into 16, which obviously gave them the side-by-side run through that corner, and just enough to be able to outgun him. 15 thousandths of a second at the line. And we'll show. I'll probably throw it to commercial right now, folks, because we got a long way. I think that we're going to see Jake French come in here to the order, and we know we've got the master shifter guys getting ready to go. But for those of you listening in at home, what a tremendous run. Great drive, as we know, for Jake French. He ends up with the race win. And, of course, Andrew Badozo in second. And Brett Cruz, a really impressive run to third. Stay with us, folks. More to come here on the EKN Radio Network.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour SummerNationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Are you ready to step up your game? If so, joining the Rawlson Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups, and we're focused on developing cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlson Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in both IAME and ROC competition. We also have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4514. The Rawlson Performance Group. We race to win. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. It all started in 1994, when former successful kart driver Albino Parolin decided to move his passion for karting from the track to his small workshop. That's when Parolin was born. Fast forward 20 years, and Parolin's passion for the sport led to the company rejoining international competitions as a factory team in WSK and CIK FIA races, with the aim of enhancing the research and development process, immediately achieving notable results around Europe, North America, and Asia, becoming the CIK FIA Asia Pacific KZ champion in the same year. Parolin USA is North America's source for Parolin products, We run a factory team at all of the major Superkarts USA and Rock Cup USA events. The Parallel chassis lineup for 2021 includes the Invader Shifter, the Le Mans Tag single-speed chassis for junior and senior classes, and the 28mm mini kart for the cadet classes. Parallel has been winning races all over the world, and it's on top of the podium in the USA as well, with drivers like Kai Sorensen, Mateus Orjuela, and Alessandro De Tullio. Get on the chassis that's winning. Drive a Parallel. For more information, head to ParallelinUSA.com. Leading Edge Motorsports is the industry answer to winning in karting. At the helm is industry veteran Greg Bell, who has orchestrated the success of many drivers dating back to the mid-1990s. Based in Lodi, California, Leading Edge Motorsports is the Western importer with IP karting that includes the Praga and Formula K chassis brands. Leading Edge Motorsports provides in-depth driver development for those racers in Northern California and across the country. Arrive and drive services, kart preparation, and driver coaching are available under the LEM tent throughout the season. Bell's record of working with drivers includes recent victories at North America's biggest karting events, including the Rock the Rio and the SKUSA SummerNationals. Greg Bell's knowledge for building engines spans 2 decades and is now under the Mega Power branding, providing a reliable engine service and tuning knowledge. No matter the chassis brand, choose Mega Power to get to the front. Click over to leadingedgemotorsports.com for more and find them on social media to stay connected. At Leading Edge Motorsports, winning never gets old.
Wins at the sport's biggest races and championships across all levels of karting make up the resume for Nitro Kart. The Nitro Kart has made its statement as the best, fastest, and most reliable cadet chassis on the North American karting market. The 2021 Cadet is the evolution of that success, featuring the latest development and components to put you at the front. If you want to win in Cadet, get a Nitro Kart and join the team. The Nitro Kart Cadet claimed 5 victories at the SKUSA Pro Tour, including the Mini Swift Championship in 2020. At the United States Pro Kart Series, Nitro Kart Cadet earned 5 wins and 14 podiums in mini and micro competition. For a second straight year, Nitro Kart won the U.S. Rotax Grand Nationals in the Minimax division, bringing the title total to 4 in 4 years. If you've seen it on track, it certainly caught your eye. Dominating the 4-cycle world is the Nitro Kart Lefty chassis. The chassis is designed for the Briggs & Stratton 206 engine with a left side mount for better weight distribution. The Lefty is available in cadet and full-size frames. The Nitro Kart Lefty won the CKNA Grand Nationals 4 in both sportsman and junior categories, with fast time in qualifying for the senior division. Drivers with the Lefty were ranked number 1 in the Briggs & Stratton Weekly Racing Series for junior and cadet divisions. Team Nitro Kart will be at all major events in 2021 with programs tailored to every driver's needs. Focused on driver development, the cadet program under Team Nitro Kart has helped develop some of today's stars, including Brent Cruz, Parker DeLong, Ben Mayer, and Spencer Conrad. Visit Nitro Kart online and find them on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Well, we had a supreme battle there for the race win in Pro Shifter, and let's see if we can do it here in our Master Shifter class as well. Guys getting ready to grid up here and getting ready to go right now. I'm being shown here that Joe Rook and Jordan Musser will be on the front row. John Crow and AJ Nowd on row 2, and Skitchy Barnes and Peter Licciardi on row 3. Not sure what happened there with, I believe, Kinnear having to start at the tail of the field. Not sure what happened to Ryan Kinnear at this point, but we'll have a look. Lead's going to go to Musser, and indeed, all the way back to the tail of the field for Ryan Kinnear. Not sure what happened there. Musser's going to take the lead early. John Crow's going to slot up into the second spot. Ryan Kinnear being very smart, being ginger, getting going. There's another driver further back, not able to get rolling. Doug Robertson is actually out here now Robertson in the factory cart. We haven't seen him yet today, so Robertson on the racetrack now. Jordan Musser trying to go for a championship in this category. Out into the lead. John Crow runs in second. What happened to Joe Rook there? Started on the pole position after a really strong run, but putting the pressure potentially closing up yesterday or earlier in the day in the pre-final. Let's see if Rook has anything for him. I'll give you the rundown as they come back around here. Musser with the lead. Crow second. Now third. Skitchy Barnes in the fourth spot. Joe Rook back to fifth. So not a good start for Joe Rook in the race factor. He went back to P5. Anthony Stifler up to sixth. Evan Batt in seventh. He started last at the tail of the field. Ken Schilling in eighth. Peter Licciardi in ninth. Nathan Stewart well back too. What happened? Stewart started back in 10th. He did have some trouble. We know that Nathan did have some trouble in that pre-final. Ryan Kinnear coming across the line in the 12th position, taking his time, working his way forward. 16 laps, so he'll make those right passes. Don't want to get yourself in trouble. Ryan Kinnear getting another spot there. Trying to work his way forward here. Out front, though, John Crow has gone to P1 in the factory cart. So move Crow to the top here. Looking at the results of the pre-final, looking like a rear width penalty for Ryan Kinnear from the win, moving him back. So indeed, interesting. We got ourselves a scrap up front as Crow's into the lead. Musser trying to hold off AJ Nowd. Joe Rook gets back to P4. Kinnear up into 10th now. Ryan Kinnear 10th. We're expecting some more pace out of him right now, but he has not been able to pass a lot of guys. Only by 3 drivers so far for Ryan Kinnear. Kinnear struggling a bit, trying to find pace to work his way forward as John Crow stretching out. Right now, Kinnear behind Pete Licciardi and Anthony Stifler. Trying to make a move to the inside. I think he's going to get Licciardi now. He does. Sliding through now to turn number 14. We'll get the run out of that corner to see if he can't reel in Anthony Stifler down the line. Well, that might have been, I think he just got by Stifler. Now he's going after Licciardi. That makes more sense in terms of chassis-wise. We'll watch as they work their way down the back straightaway. John Crow leading the way in the factory cart. Crow the leader, but Musser right with him. Nowd runs in third. Evan Batt now up into the 4th spot. Remember, he started dead last. Evan Batt up and now into 4th. Didn't get a lap in, though, so it would be fresh tires as well for Evan Batt, so he'll try to leverage that. He's up into P4. Joe Rook in the 5th position now. Skitchy Barnes in 6th. Nathan Stewart up to 7th. 8th now is Kinnear. He's finally been able to get clear, so watch for Ryan Kinnear to dial things in. He's got Peter Licciardi right behind him. Open racetrack for Ryan Kinnear now. A lot of work to get done. Crow and Musser have pulled away a bit here now. So John Crow the leader. Musser second. Evan Batt now up into the 3rd spot. Joe Rook goes to 4th. Rook now into the 4th position. John Crow trying to hold off Musser, but Musser having a little look to the inside, turn 8 and 9. Not quite there. Evan Batt looking to roll up here as well. Evan in the 666, the comp cart with Howden Motorsports Group, the HMDG team. Evan Batt trying to take full advantage of those fresh tires, plus the fact that he knows this racetrack very well. Evan, a longtime driver in the SKUSA program a number of years ago, running in the S2 category. Top 3 drivers, almost nose to tail now, early in this run. Joe Rook, as we said, has worked his way up into that 4th spot. Nathan Stewart starting to dial things in as well here. Stewart now P6, up from 10th. Ryan Kinnear turned his fast lap of 1:14.562, but not quite as quick as Evan Batt, but still enough to reel himself in on everybody in front of him. Kinnear now 3.8 seconds behind the leaders, still 11 laps to go. X30 Junior, X30 Senior-Master, all that's left to go. Remember, folks, tonight, the free tri-tip dinner, courtesy of Superkarts USA and the good folks here at Castle Motorsports Park. They've been grilling a bunch of tri-tips up throughout the day, and it's going to be a fantastic dinner later this evening. Of course, we'll wrap up the day after our final checkered flag. An hour after that, we, of course, have the opportunity for protests. Once we get tech cleared, we'll be able to do our award presentation at the podium. Of course, have dinner at that point. John Crow still holding that spot, but a lot of action coming from behind with Evan Batt and Joe Rook. Nathan Stewart working his way through here as well. Ryan Kinnear just turned fast lap of the race at 1:14.356, taking his time, working his way forward here. Kinnear now just 3.2 seconds behind John Crow, 10 laps remaining. But you to tail that group. Kinnear trying to find a way by Skitchy Barnes now. Ryan Kinnear's definitely moving. Mike Rivera had some issue in the pre-final as well. He's now up into the 10th position. Just turned his fast lap of 1:15.387 for Rivera. Got ourselves a fight there now for 3rd spot as Joe Rook muscling his way past. Actually, hold on 1 second. This is Evan Batt up into 2nd. That was Joe Rook muscling his way past Musser. Little side-by-side contact into 1. So Joe Rook now up into 3rd. Musser 4th. Now 5th. Stewart 6th. Kinnear now into 7th. Barnes back to 8th. And Evan Batt has now closed up here on John Crow. Big run down the back straightaway here again. Crow back to the inside of Evan Batt, who had taken the spots, and moved Crow back to P1. Good battle here up front in Pro Shifter. Halfway point, 8 down, 8 to go. And Ryan Kinnear plugging his way, trying to get himself through here as well. He's right back on the rear bumper of Nathan Stewart now. Oh, that's a great fight right now for first and second between Evan Batt and John Crow. Crow with the spot. Third place fight between Joe Rook and Jordan Musser. Championship fight in the Masters category. Musser over Skitchy Barnes. Pretty much has things handled right now. Tremendous fight here in the Master Shifter class. Top 8 drivers separated by 2.3 seconds. This is awesome. Good to see a bunch of karts out. As we said, 14 in total here in the Master Shifter class. 30 drivers in Pro Shifter. 44 shifters in total here this weekend. More of what we like to see. The Crow Show out front. John Crow leading the way. Trying to hold off Evan Batt. Rook closing up a little bit here on Evan Batt as well. Finally the pass there for Ryan Kinnear as he's worked his way to 6th spot. Both he and Stewart getting by AJ Nowd. John Crow still leading the way. Joe Ruck looks like he's ready to challenge as well. He's starting to put some pressure on Evan Batt. Nathan Stewart's up into 4th. Stewart has gone to P4. He's been able to get by Jordan Musser as well. Kinnear did the same thing. So Kinnear, look out. He's up to 5th. Just turned fast lap of the race on lap number 10. 6 laps to go. 114.119. Kinnear trying to work his way to the front. He's been very calm. Taking passes here and there. Did not dive bomb anyone early in the race. He's just worked his way forward. Now on his way up to into the 5th spot. He looks to the inside of Stewart at the end of the straightaway, and I think he gets the job done. Indeed, Kinnear goes to P4. Can Kinnear finish this thing off? Started dead last after being too wide after the scales. Musser's going to go by Stewart as well. I think Stewart able to slip back through potentially. No, they're side by side through 3, and Musser's going to get that spot back in turn 3. John Crow continues to lead. Evan Batt 2nd. Ruck 3rd. Kinnear 4th. Five laps remaining. John Crow trying to get the win on the factory kart. Crow now living in Indiana, working for Andretti Autosport. A longtime California. We'd see a lot of those races in Southern California. John Crow's the kind of guy that will race anything you let him. Doesn't matter what it is. Shifter, 100cc, Briggs 206, let me drive. Family's been in the motorsports world for many, many years, and John, one of the good guys in the paddock for sure. Can he hold back Evan Batt on his home track? Big run for Batt down the straightaway. I'm thinking about the inside of 1, but no. Same goes for Ryan Kinnear. 4 laps to go, P4. And Ruck to the inside of Batt. Book it. Joe Ruck in the race factory. Oh, almost a big wreck coming through there as Evan Batt was all crossed up coming through 4A and 4B. That is spaced out the field a little bit. Joe Ruck trying to go for the race win. He's now into P2. Ruck looks to the inside, maybe too early. Oh, and he gets hammered in the back by Evan Batt. Joe Ruck, that was an ill-advised move. He tried to dive, thinking about maybe to the inside of turn 7. He was right there, had some room, and the problem was he had to get the thing woed up sideways coming out of turn 7, and Evan Batt had the full run through to the proper race line and just drilled the back of Evan Batt coming through. That'll be a drop-down bumper on that kart for sure. In fact, way wide coming out of that corner. Who was that went wide? That might have been Rook. Here they come down the straightaway again. Crow's got that lead. Evan Batt, I think, has worked his way back. Or that's Kinnear. Kinnear up into second. He's been able to get through. Oh, no, Ruck gets together with Batt, I believe, coming through. Evan Batt and Joe Ruck together. Ruck off the racetrack. Pushed hard, tried to go to the inside of turn number 1. And now it's going to be about Ryan Kinnear trying to reel in John Crow. He's got no one else to go after. They essentially took each other out. Kinnear was back in that second or fourth position. And Ruck trying to look to the inside of Crow in turn 7. And then Batt getting in the back of him. Then the contact they have over in turn number 1 has given Kinnear an opportunity to reel in John Crow with no challenge whatsoever. 3 laps remaining for Crow out front. Musser now moves into 3rd. Stewart up to 4th. So a couple of over-aggressive moves have moved some guys backwards here. What this has done is made a battle between John Crow and Ryan Kinnear. Kinnear, you would expect would have a little bit harder time of it getting by, but he's now all over John Crow. Kind of gifted the opportunity to make that move. Crow trying to hold him back. I think if Batt and Rook would have been still in there, it might have been really tough for Kinnear to get by, but those drivers getting together, coming out of 1 and going off the racetrack, gifting essentially a straight run for Kinnear up on John Crow, who continues to lead, but the white flag will fly next time by. Kinnear, who has been so relaxed and so patient coming through the field from starting last, even coming through the guys deep in the pack, those running 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. He just picked them off one by one, took his time, didn't want to get taken out early, and now he's trying to see if he can't find that pass around John Crow, who's led from the get-go. Crow's going to run that defensive line down into 13 as you would in 14 as well. This time Kinnear looking to go to the inside, gets a big run out of the corner, and he will look to the inside indeed. Book it, he's through. Kinnear's gone to the lead. Ryan Kinnear taking the lead. Here comes John Crow trying to get back up on him. I don't know if Crow's got the pace, though, just to run with Kinnear. He does have the fast lap of the race of 1:14.119. Crow's fast lap, 1:14.8. His fast lap is 0.7 of a second off of the fast lap of Kinnear. Crow had a shot, but he needed those guys around him to hold off Kinnear longer because he has worked his way to the front. It'll be a strong run to second for John Crow. And a bit of a gift for Jordan Musser as well. It's both Joe Rook and Evan Batt. Both those drivers working out of the Howden Motorsports Group tent as well. Get together coming through 1. Not sure if they'll be going out for dinner tonight. Nathan Stewart trying to throw it at Jordan Musser here to see if he can't find a way by as well. Kinnear and Crow. Final lap here for Master Shifter. 2 more races still to come. X30 Junior and the combined X30 Senior Masters class to cap off the day. Round 5 of this year's Pro Tour here on the EKN Radio Network. Big run out of the final corner. Checker flag will wave. Ryan Kinnear, 0 to hero as he ends up coming from dead last for the race win. Got a little help along the way. John Crow with a great run into second spot. Nathan Stewart 3rd. Jordan Musser 4th, and A.J. Nowd rounding out the top 5. Musser going to stretch that championship battle out over Skitchy Barnes. I'll head downstairs and have a quick chat with Ryan Kinnear and maybe John Crow. So Ryan Kinnear bringing the machine in here right now, the number 618. Ryan, let's get you real quick here, man. started at the tail of the field. You were being real patient, I think, over the opening couple of laps, right? Running with its guys in the back. You didn't want to get in trouble at all. Kind of worked your way forward there. They started racing up front, and, dude, you were putting down some big laps.
Yeah, the kart and engine obviously were amazing. At first, you had to be cautious with everyone. It's my first time with a pushback bumper. I didn't know what it could give or not, so I just kind of held off, and I made moves and saw them come down and backed out. But, yeah, luckily they started racing and helped me catch up.
Nicely done. Well done.
Thank you.
Ryan Kinnear, folks, getting a big one there. Let's get a hold of John Crow. Crow, get in here and talk with me, buddy. John, did a great run for you. You led the whole way. You were pressured like crazy. Actually, I thought you were going to get it because they were holding Kinnear back, but Evan Batt and Joe Ruck finally got together and took each other out, and that kind of gave him a straight run for you. All in all, though, you got to be pretty happy with the way you were able to work your way forward.
Totally. Yeah, this deal came together late. Mac Motorsports, Musgrave Racing Company, Factory Karts, my first time in it, and this is kind of my home track since I moved to Indiana, but yeah, I didn't really want to, you want to go for the lead when you can, but I didn't want to go too early because my car was good. I think I had maybe a little too much tire pressure, and the laps kept ticking down. I'm like, well, I got halfway. It's half my race now, so I wasn't surprised. I saw a lot of noses. I think Evan passed me. I passed him back. It was just straightforward trying to make it to the end. I'm pumped for a second. That's really good for not racing very much, and it's nice to see you, Rob.
Good to see you, Toby. How about tomorrow? Go for the win?
Every time, yeah.
Every time. John Crow, folks, the Crow Show. Coming home P2, but again, a big win there for Ryan Kinnear. Took his time, and as you said, I think the key component there, like he said, hasn't used that pushback bumper before. That we didn't used to have that in the shifter kart categories. We do now. And he wanted to make sure he wasn't going to make any mistakes. And a great run for him coming from a tail of the field. But again, awesome job as well for John Crow coming home in that second position. Of course, Jordan Musser as well. P3, not obviously what he wanted, but good enough for him to very likely clinch the championship here in the Masters shifter class.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. All over the karting world, everyone knows OTK is the gold standard for quality and performance. In the US, OTK USA is the source for all things OTK. From the legendary Tony Kart brand to the race-winning Cosmic and X30 chassis, and now the new Red Speed and EOS brands, OTK quality is second to none. All 5 brands are winning races and championships across the country in national programs like the Rock Cup USA Florida Winter Tour and the Challenge of the Americas, the SKUSA Pro Tour and Winter Series, and the Pro Kart Challenge, the United States Pro Kart Series, and the WKA Manufacturers Cup. And OTK products are also front and center on the podium of club and regional races from coast to coast. To learn more about a specific product line, you can find the OTK USA dealer near you, whether it's Tony Kart, Cosmic, X30, Red Speed, or EOS. Visit www.otkusa.com. Specific chassis territories are still available, so kart shops interested in adding a winning component to their product lineups can contact OTK USA directly. Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Welcome back, folks. We are ready to go for what will be the penultimate race of the day, round 5 of this year's Superkarts USA Pro Tour. The opening day, really, for official racing here at the Summer Nationals at Newcastle Motorsports Park. Rob Howden alongside David Cole, live here on the EKN Radio Network. Big thank you to our broadcast partners, Franklin Motorsports, OTK USA, Leading Edge Motorsports, and Team Cooper Tire. Carson Morgan's going to lead him to the start here in X30 Junior, brought to you by Parolin USA. Kai Sorensen on the outside of the front row. Jeremy Fletcher and Max Garcia on row number 2, while Jack Jeffers and Parker DeLong will be on row 3. Noah Baker and Paul Bocuse on row number 4. Cole Kleck and Enzo Delaney on row number 5. Aiden Ingrata and Frankie Mossman will be on row number 6. Cameron Brinkman and Christian Miles on row 7. Then we've got Nikita Johnson and Michael Costello, row 8. Elliot Cox and Jake Walker on row 9. We're rolling. Green flag flying. Yellow's over in 1. If there are a couple drivers are backwards, but they are rolling their way through turn number 3 now. Everybody clean and green thus far in X30 Junior. 28 drivers set to go. And again, as I said, Morgan and Kai Sorensen starting on the front row. Some aggressive racing drivers trying to make some moves here early on, coming through turn 6 and 7 after going over the ski jump. The additional part of the racetrack used here in the SKUSA Super Mile. Another driver dirt tracking it on the outside of turn number 8 and 9, tucking it back in before they get to turn number 10. The hairpin left-hander. 2-driver breakaway here. I'll say that might be Jack Jeffers coming from P5. I think he's up to 2nd. Good run there for Jack Jeffers. Let's have a quick look at the championship battle in this scrap as well. Carson Morgan, Max Garcia, Jeremy Fletcher, Noah Baker, maybe Chase Hand in there as well in terms of what you can get done. Drop numbers obviously key. Race winners so far this year. Jeremy Fletcher sweeping at NOLA. Max Garcia and Carson Morgan with the victories at Utah Motorsports Campus. Opening lap in the books. And indeed, Jack Jeffers, the Speed Concepts machine's gone to P1. Good start there for Jack Jeffers. Started 5th, goes to the lead in the opening circuit. Carson Morgan in 2nd, Jeremy Fletcher 3rd, Max Garcia in 4th, Cole Kleck up to 5th. So a strong run for the Texan Cole Kleck as well. Had a chance to talk to Cole yesterday in the paddock and just commented on his continuing development throughout the season. We've kind of watched to what he did. I got a chance to watch him a little bit in some Texas races as well, but what he's been able to do on the national level here, continually getting more and more comfortable, more impressive, and we're finding him. First, it was kind of running, just within the top 10. And now Cole's kind of dialing things in. We're expecting him to potentially run top 5. He's just made a move to the inside right there. Garcia, book it. Cole Kleck to P4 in turn 13. So Kleck and the Arcane Motorsports machine up into the 4th spot, part of a lead quintet of 5 drivers. Partnered along by himself, P6. So Jack Jeffers out front, though. But again, so early, right? This is just essentially the lead group kind of settling in here now. See if they can't pull away a little bit. Fletcher in the 722 now takes his turn up front. Yeah, a lot of aggressive racing in that lead 5, which now makes it 10. They literally had themselves a decent little advantage, but racing early now brings it to, I think, 9 drivers in that lead group. Tail end of that group, Christian Miles trying to fight his way back forward. Yeah, Miles is going to make a couple of good moves to get into 8th position, I think, here. It is a big gap back after that first 9 to the remainder of the field. It's a significant gap. I'm going to say at least a second. We'll see how it looks when they come around here to put lap number 3 in the books. Fletcher and Morgan now out to the lead. Garcia runs 3rd, Jeffers 4th, Sorensen 5th. Christian Miles goes purple on that lap, 119.648. DeLong in 7th, then Cole Kleck behind them, then Noah Baker, then 1.8 seconds back. Yeah, so indeed, almost 2 seconds back to Aiden Ingrata now, who runs 10th, and Enzo Delaney in 11th. Other big movers further back early on here. 11 position improvement for Justin Adiconis. 9 up for Stephen Miller, started 27th, and Miller now into the 18th spot, so good run for him as well. Cooper O'Clair started 28th, he's up to 21st. So 9-driver lead group. And, of course, they'll try to do what you do up front. See if you can't stretch away. Drop the driver at the tail of the field. Carson Morgan leading the way right now, though. He's out front. Fletcher in second. Max Garcia on that Will Power Kart machine right in there as well. He was second for a time. He went back to P3. Trying to drop those 8th and 9th place drivers. Let's see if they're able to get that done. I want to say it's Cole Kleck and potentially Noah Baker. That's actually Parker DeLong now. DeLong in 8th, Kleck in 9th. Kleck now back up to 8th spot. Little Dyson here between Jack Jeffers and Noah Baker kind of going at it a bit. They almost collected each other coming out of 3 as Baker was rubbing on the rear bumper of the 733 of Jeffers. Baker with the fast lap there at 1:19.137. Probably getting a little anxious. Although the drivers up front continue to race hard. Potentially a top 5 pull away. Morgan, Garcia, Sorensen, Fletcher, and Jeffers trying to stretch away. Yeah, they're definitely not content to sit in position. I'll tell you that right now. They just keep going back and forth at each other. Yeah, there's a couple of big moves there. Christian Miles working his way up there. Yeah, no one resting on their laurels at all right now. It's all push. Yeah, they just keep going back and forth. Garcia back and forth now. He's battling out with Christian Miles. They're just dicing it out. Miles goes back to 4th. Garcia back to 5th. Miles is hoping for Garcia to help him a little bit here to work forward. I think Miles thinks he's quicker, and he knows that they're pulling away a little bit. Let's see if they work together now. Garcia, I think he thought he was quicker. That's when you have that conversation back and forth. You think you're faster. He thinks he's faster. No one wants to be the guy pushing, and that's actually going to bring, I think, Noah Baker back into the fight right now because he was well back in 6th, but now he's right there. In fact, these battling back and forth between Garcia and Miles have allowed Morgan, Sorensen, and Fletcher to get a little bit of a gap, probably about 3 or 4, maybe 0.5 of a second now back. Christian Miles taking control of that 4th spot and getting a little more pace. Just enough of breathing room between he and Garcia that it's not really going to be that challenge we've seen for the last couple of laps. 5 down. They'll put 6 laps in the books here when they come out of turn number, what we call the 16 now with the Super Mile. Turn 16, the I-70 hairpin. Sorensen going to look in the side of Morgan. Make his bid for the lead. Indeed, Sorensen in the 753 for Super Tune has now gone to P1. That brings everybody back into the fight. Sorensen, though, with a bit of a gap, to be honest. And he built probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 kart lengths coming through 1, 2, and 3. Drivers racing behind him, not surprising. Shake things up a little bit. A little bit of attrition in this one here. Cooper O'Clair and Elliott Cox out only 3 laps into this one. Max Taylor not coming around to get the green, or at least never put the first lap in. So 3 drivers already out. Make that 4 as G3 Argueros is out as well. And the number 763. Carson Morgan back in the lead, and that's 701. Again, Morgan comes in as the point leader. Oh, a couple drivers off there. 780. I want to say the 799 potentially. Cameron Brinkman and Donovan Bonilla collecting each other coming out of turn number 3. Both drivers going off the racetrack. They were fighting it out for 20th. So Bonilla and Brinkman are done. Logan Toke, fast lap of the race last time by a 118.714. Logan back in the 12th spot. 3 seconds back of the leaders and battling there with Cole Kleck, or trying to get up to Cole Kleck in the 11th spot. Three-driver breakaway. Finally, things starting settling out after some contact. Morgan, Sorensen, and Miles, the drivers who have been able to stay out and get out front. Morgan and Sorensen have kind of been together from the get-go, so really it's good to see Christian Miles finally work his way through to the front here. Christian Miles qualifying on the pole position in that 707. Had that trouble in the pre-final and ended up dropping deep into the field and was able to get himself back up there in the pre-final. Fought his way back up to, as best he could, back to the 14th spot. It's the fact that he has been able to get here to third and potentially battle it out for the race win is absolutely tremendous. Christian Miles right into the fight there with his three-driver breakaway. They have a second and a half back to Noah Baker. So it's down to a three-driver scrap. Sorensen, Morgan, and Miles as we have just 7 to go past the halfway point. 7 laps to go here in X30 Junior. So watch this battle start to play out here now. Sorensen and Morgan still 1-2. Miles kind of sizing up the situation. See if he's able to stick with these guys. It's like he's fallen back just a little bit. You know that they're going to start battling up front again, and maybe that'll help Noah Baker and Max Garcia as well. They run 4th and 5th. It's a big gap back there then to Justin Adiconis, but wow. What a good run for Adiconis. Started back in 25th after the pre-final issues and has driven himself up to 6th. Excellent run here for Justin Adiconis. Currently runs in that 6th position. Got himself a little bit of a gap over Aiden and Grata, who is now 7th. 8th and 9th together. Jeremy Fletcher and Parker DeLong, and then rounding out the top 10, the 757 to Logan Toke. Just outside, or rather, that's Enzo Delaney. No, Toke was able to get by, indeed. So Toke goes by to 10th. Deleting the 747 goes back into the 11th spot, I believe. Frankie Mossman, Jack Jeffers, Paul Bocuse, and Michael Costello capping off the top 15. Sorensen and Morgan trying to pull away a little bit here. Max Garcia just set fast lap of 118.489. Let's see whether or not the 4th and 5th place drivers can reel in the leaders here over the last 5 laps. Kai Sorensen has gone to the lead in the Super 2, number 753. Kai, of course, running in Europe. Has been for the last year and a bit. And former 2-time SKUSA Pro Tour champion, both in Micro Swift and Mini Swift. In the middle of a scrap here right now with your point leader, Carson Morgan. Christian Miles trying to hang with them, but those two drivers working together right now. Miles is going to be just waiting for them to go at it and start battling. Potential for him to get through there then. All three drivers pounding their way through the entry to turn number 6 and 7. As you get over the top of the ski jump, you'll see a lot of pictures from the good folks at On Track Promotions of guys pounding that first curb, really lifting the inside of that car up to try to get it to rotate, get back to where they need to be to get around turn number 7. Garcia still in. Actually, Garcia's now into 4th. Move Max Garcia to P4, Baker back to 5th. So Garcia, as we said, went purple a couple laps ago. Now it's actually Jeremy Fletcher purple with a 118.193. Be 3 laps to go when they get back around. Christian Miles having to dial things up. All the 3 top drivers all going green. Their best personal laps last time by. So this one's dialing in nicely. How's this one going to finish up? Sorensen still leading the way. Kai Sorensen. Carson Morgan. 3 top American drivers running up front here. Sorensen, Morgan, and Miles. Christian Miles just slowly falling back. 1/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second at a time. He's going to watch out. He's going to get reeled in by Max Garcia and Noah Baker here pretty soon. Miles just not quite enough. Again, he needs these 2 leaders to battle, and Morgan's actually lost a bit of ground. Kai Sorensen with a couple of kart lengths here. Morgan makes his move. That may be the opportunity for Miles to get in there, but he's just losing. I said a couple of 10ths of a second a lap here. Lost 2 tenths last time by as both Sorensen and Morgan, again, turned their fast lap of the race. 118.29 to a 118.28. All right, final laps lining up. Let's do this. It's going to be a 2-driver battle between Sorensen and Morgan as Miles, as I expected, getting reeled in here now by Max Garcia and Noah Baker. Closing in a big way here now. We'll see what happens for P3, and we'll actually see what happens for P1. Does Morgan have anything for Sorensen right now? The white flag's going to fly next time by. 1 more lap to go. Morgan pushing Sorensen down the straightaway, and Miles doing whatever he can to potentially stay out here in front of Max Garcia and Noah Baker. White flag flying as they work their way into turn number 1. Last lap on the racetrack, and again, a couple of big battles here now. Sorensen going to try to hold off Morgan, and Miles trying to figure out how he can hold off Max Garcia. Miles backed it up a little bit in turn number 3. Miles trying to hold him off, and here comes Max Garcia. Big run. Morgan not close enough as well. Noah Baker, I think, checking back a little bit, saying, hey, I want to be able to be part of this, but I'll wait for something to happen. Coming into turn number 8 and 9. Miles running the inside defensive line, and there you go. Baker got them both in turn number 8 and 9. He went to the inside and passed both drivers, so Baker goes to P3. Beautiful move there for Noah Baker. Miles defended, pushed wide on the entry and the exit, and that allowed Baker to go the inside of him and Garcia. Final lap, though. Here they go down the straightaway from turn 14 to 16. Big outside run. Morgan tried to go to the over-under. What happens on the drag race to the line? Sorensen's got the lead. Here comes Morgan, though. Morgan to the outside. And Morgan, contact together. And Sorensen's going to take it. But contact coming to the line. Hard to see from our vantage point here over at the scale house. They were side by side, but all of a sudden looked like Morgan had the run. But all of a sudden there's contact, and he shot out the side of the racetrack a little bit. Sorensen with the win. Morgan second. Miles third. Baker fourth. And Max Garcia rounding out the top 5. Let's see what happened down there. Sorensen with the win, and they'll work their way here into the scales. Drivers working their way in here right now. End of this one. Carson Morgan coming up to offer his congratulations to Kai Sorensen. Kai, come over here, give me a quick chat. Good job for you guys to be able to get away. You and Carson kind of ran there. You were behind him, he was behind you, but for the last couple laps, he was kind of dogging you, and you knew something was going to happen on the last lap. Big run down the straightaway. He was able to get side by side. What can you say happened? Because obviously a little bit of contact there coming to the line.
I don't want to say anything now. I want to see what happens first, and then I'll talk about it. But now I don't know what happened, so I'm just going to...
Aside from that, let's talk about the win, man, because obviously you came back. You wanted to do well here, right? You've been running in Europe, coming back to your stomping grounds here where you've been a multi-time champion. Looks like the car was pretty good today overall because you were able to run up front.
Yeah, I mean, the speed was good. The car was good. It was on rails most of the time. But I think we had quite similar speed to Carson, so, I mean, it wasn't bad overall this weekend so far. We still have tomorrow, so...
Good to have you back, bud.
Thank you.
Kai Sorensen, folks, they call him the California Kid over in Europe when he's racing there. Coming back here, he's got multi-time champion with Superkarts USA, both the Micro Swift and Mini Swift champion. Able to run up front with the big dogs here this weekend. And, again, an interesting finish there. Obviously, Morgan doing the outside run to try to get a drag race down the line. Looked like there was a little bit of contact. Kart itself, I don't see any marks at all on the side of the right side of Sorensen's machine, but nonetheless, a pretty exciting finish to cap off that run through X30 Junior. We got one more big race for you, folks. X30 Senior and X30 Masters will cap things off after this.
You're listening to turn-by-turn coverage of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Castle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana. This weekend's broadcast is brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Cooper Tires. Are you ready to step up your game? If so, joining the Rawlson Performance Group is the obvious choice to take your racing to the next level. Industry-leading driver development is provided by our staff of multi-time national champions, Super Nationals winners, and Team USA members. And at the same time, RPG continues to be a national-level powerhouse race team. Our goal is to help you raise your game and win races. We work with all age groups, and we're focused on developing cadet and junior drivers who are ready to take the next step in their racing program. Rawlson Performance Group has set a new standard with our in-house engine program, AVP Engines, headed by Alex Vincent. AVP has become the benchmark in both IAME and ROC competition. We also have the largest OTK inventory that follows our race team, providing trackside parts at all the major events in North America. RPG also offers multilingual support with French, Spanish, and Portuguese-speaking staff. If you want to fight for championships or want to improve your skills and your chances to win, the answer is to call RPG at 503-260-4144. 4514. The Rawls Performance Group. We race to win. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry with over 50 years of combined karting experience, and we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at www.franklinkart.com, where all our products are just a mouse click away. We're constantly adding to the growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, ceramic products, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, OTK products, and of course, the championship-winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. Now back to the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals, live from the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center at Newcastle Motorsports Park in Newcastle, Indiana, on the EKN Radio Network.
Welcome back to live coverage from Newcastle Motorsports Park. Final race of the day here. 5th round of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour. Opening day, of course, of SKUSA Summer Nationals competition. We're back tomorrow to cap things off and crown our champions. Time to go racing with the drivers in X30 Senior. Let's do this. Jake Drew, big win in the pre-final. He'll start on pole alongside Hannah Greenmeyer, who's trying to battle for a championship. Paulie Massimino and Nate Cicero will be on row 2. John Burke and Arias Duke-Medji in row 3. Cole Morgan and Oliver Calvo on row number 4, while Brandon Tyner and Chase Park will line up alongside each other. Tyner leading the points coming into the weekend. Braden Eves and Dalton Haynes on row number 6. Thomas Nepfu and Hayden Jones on row 7. Ryan Raffa and Alex Bertignoli will be row number 8. Alex Stanfield and Dante Yu on row number 9. Row 10, we'll see Matt Johnson on the inside, Ryan Norberg on the outside. Trouble in the pre-final. Norberg somehow able to work his way back up into the 10th position. We'll see what he can do now. 10th row, rather, for Norberg. 20th starting spot. We're rolling. Green flag. There is some issues coming out of turn number 1 and 2. I can't see it from my vantage point here. Otherwise, everybody try to get through here clean and green. Run through turn number 1, 2, and 3. I think we're good. Masters drivers on track as well. They're getting ready to start. First time over the ski jump. Like the driver's able to hold on thus far. See if they're able to get through. Mario Barrios out to the lead over Jess Peterson in the X30 Masters class. There's 5 drivers in the category here this weekend in Masters. That's why they're running at the tail of the X30 Senior field. 322 at Jake Drew goes to the lead early here. In X30 Senior. That's class brought to you by the Rawlison Performance Group. Masters presented by Comet Kart Sales. First time by. Nate Cicero with the lead. Paulie Massimino the second. Drew shuffled back. Couple drivers 3 wide rolling through. And indeed, no Ryan Norberg. Not sure where Ryan Norberg is. Not sure if he just didn't start or what happened with Ryan. But maybe electing to use this as his drop race. So let's settle in for things here now. Trying to kind of wrap up what we're seeing. No Norberg on the racetrack. And again, watching a battle here pull away. Nate Cicero as your leader. Paulie Massimino into second spot. Big gaggle of drivers further back. Contact for Hannah Greenmeyer, moving her back a little bit. David Cole sending me a picture actually from the track that Norberger, I think, out with contact on the opening circuit. Yeah, indeed. Looking at Norberg here, contact, he is out. So rough day here for Norberg. He had to battle his way back after that contact at the start of the pre-final. Cicero, though, out front for Rollison Performance Group. Hannah Greenmeyer, who started second, back into the 11th spot after contact midway through as well. Cicero leading. Paulie Massimino second. Arias Dugmedji in third. John Burke fourth. Branion Tyner now up into the fourth spot. Or make that fifth for Tyner. Started ninth, up to fifth. Sixth is Cole Morgan. Seventh, Jake Drew. Eighth, Braden Eves. Ninth, Thomas Nepvu. 10th is Oliver Calvo. Again, championship contenders Branion Tyner and Hannah Greenmeyer. 5th and 11th, respectively, here. Round number 5. Nate Cicero having a good run out front. Pulling away from Paulie Massimino. Looks like Greenmeyer back up into the 10th position. Again, trying to capitalize on points here. All going to come down likely to tomorrow. Greenmeyer now closing up on the 324. Or the 304 at John Burke, rather. 324 at Thomas Nepvu. So a little dice here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Dugmedji and Tyner and Morgan as Branion Tyner has now worked his way into the 4th spot. Good run for Branion, trying to get some more points here after finishing 9th in the pre-final. But out front, Cicero, flat dominating here, walking away. Nate Cicero, remember when he first made his debut with Superkarts USA and Rollison Performance Group running the KA100 in the SKUSA Winter Series. Came down with a lot of regional competition action, and man, just really worked quickly with the Rollison Performance Group to dial things in. And here he is now leading an X30 Senior main event on the Pro Tour. Rollison had a pretty good run here last year as well, winning both of the championships with Bryson Morris. Bryson has since moved on to some car racing, running in the Spec Miata and MX5 Cup program. Won an F4 race most recently as well. Cicero leading the way. Massimino second. Big group behind, though. Dugmedji and Tyner, Morgan, Eves, Drew, Nepvu. And a little ways back as well to Hannah Greenmeyer. She's got open racetrack now. Greenmeyer over a second quicker in front, at least, of Alex Stanfield, the crosslink competition driver who runs back there now in the 10th position. Stanfield up 7 spots. Thomas Annunziata up 13 positions, started 26 now to 13th. Branion Tyner running P4. And Greenmeyer most definitely closing up to the tail of that group that she's in front of. Thomas Nepvu, she was about 4/10 quicker, or rather slower last time by, but 8/10 back. But I think she's having a pretty good lap here right now because she is definitely not 8/10 behind Nepvu. Cicero now out by a total of 2.2 seconds, rather, 2.339 to be exact. So Cicero flying out front. Tyner's gone to P3 as well. Branion Tyner up to 3rd. Greenmeyer going to make a move by Thomas Nepvu, and she's through as well. Move Greenmeyer now up another spot. I think she's up to 7th potentially. Make that 8th for Greenmeyer. Now she's got to go to work on Cole Morgan. Morgan was able to get by Nepvu as well. That's what I called there. So Nepvu right behind Hannah Greenmeyer. Greenmeyer looking to try to find a way by Cole Morgan now. And Cicero leads, Massimino second, Tyner third, Dukmedjian fourth. Jake Drew rounding out the top 5. There's a move there as well as Braden Eves getting pushed back a spot. Greenmeyer looking for some help from Nepvu to try to see if she can't get by Cole Morgan. 5 down, 11 to go. Early in this run for X30 Senior. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Round 6, the final round of the Pro Tour. Man, Cicero another zip code now. Braden Eves in the 391 for Will Power Kart, and MPG Motorsports has now got himself up a couple of positions. I believe he's into P5 now. Braden Eves indeed up to 5th, former Superkarts USA Pro Tour winner. They got a couple of wins on the Pro Tour. Braden, of course, moved on to the road to Indy to win the Cooper Tires USF 2000 championship a couple of years ago, 2019, a race winner both last year and this year in the Indy Pro 2000 class. Braden back on the track next weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Oval. Give you a top 10 rundown here. Actually, we'll go deeper in the field. 7 down, 8 to go. 9 to go, pardon me. Cicero, the leader. Paulie Massimino, second. Jake Drew in third. Brandon Tyner, fourth. Braden Eves, fifth. Cole Morgan just went purple with a 1:16.450. Morgan in sixth spot. Hannah Greenmeyer up to 7th. 8th is Thomas Nepvu. 9th, Alex Stanfield. 10th is Arias Dukmedjian. Up 22 positions from 33rd to 11th. What a run for Trey Brown. John Burke now in 12th, Oliver Calvo 13th, Thomas Nunziata up 12 spots to 14th, and Jace Park rounding out the top 15. Championship update, Ryan Norberg out on the opening lap with contact. He'd have to almost dominate all day tomorrow to get a chance to even have a shot at the championship. I think it's probably going to come down to Brandon Tyner and Hannah Greenmeyer now. Greenmeyer into that 7th spot. Tyner's been doing a tremendous job. He's P4. Potential that Tyner's lost a spot. We'll have a look. Cicero way out front. Man, unbelievable the lead right now for Nate Cicero. 4.2 seconds. Tyner's actually to P3. He went the other direction. 3rd spot for Tyner. And he's got a bit of breathing room on Braden Eves as well. It's only 1.6 back from Massimino for Tyner. They've been almost exactly the same lap times, so Massimino still comfortable there in the Ryan Perry Motorsports Tony Kart. Yeah, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all back is a big gap, big gaggle of cars. In fact, 3rd back to 10th, I believe. Yeah, back to Arias Dukmedjian. That's how tight it is here now. Cicero's gone, 4.2 seconds. This is a dominating run for Nate Cicero. Impressive. He and the Rawlison Performance Group team were knocking it out. Paulie Massimino, same, strong in 2nd spot. There's Cole Morgan making a move to the inside there of Braden Eves. So move Cole Morgan up to 4th. Eves in 5th. 6th. It's Cole Morgan, I think, or is that Jake? That's Jake Drew into the 6th spot now. Past the halfway point. In fact, 9 down as Cicero comes across the line. 7 to go. Hannah Greenmeyer back up to 6th position. Greenmeyer trying to dial things in now on Cole Morgan. There's a dive bomb move to the inside. That's not going to work. Hannah gets shuffled off the track. Hannah gets shuffled off. I think that might have been Jake Drew to the inside of Greenmeyer. She's going to go back to probably 10th or 11th and have to rebound again. Hannah was trying to make a move to the inside, trying to set things up to get a better run at turn number 7 when Jake Drew, I think, suffered down the inside there. They went side by side out of the corner, and she ended up getting shuffled off to the outside of the racetrack and then had to bring it back on, and everybody there, of course, streamed on by. So Greenmeyer probably back to 10th or 11th. Cicero still out front, dominating the action right now. Cicero coming by me here right now in the Cooper Tire Broadcast Center. Boom. Let's just wait. And that right there is Paulie Massimino. That's 5.5 seconds. Greenmeyer went back to 11th as I expected, but she's back up on the wheel again. Braden Eves able to get by Braden Tyner, so move Braden Eves up into the 3rd spot for Will Power Kart. Eves now to 3rd. He's had some troubles through practice. Was able to get the laps he wanted. They've dialed things in here for the maiden, Braden Eves, who started in 11th, now up into 3rd. Brandon Tyner, point leader, 9th in the pre-final, running 4th here on the track now. Final bag, good points. Battling it out right now, actually with his teammate Hannah Greenmeyer. Cole Morgan still with a fast lap. Those are 10 bonus points as well. 1:16.450. Cicero across the line, 5 to go. Again, massive lead. He continues to pull away. Cicero just turned his fast lap of 1:16.499. Wow. Duke Medjian dropping a spot, but with Greenmeyer and Burke getting through, so move Greenmeyer back into 10th. She's again on point recovery. Tyner with a 97-point lead coming in. Hannah with a 116 drop. Tyner with a 182 drop. So 66 points difference. Greenmeyer, again, it's about a 31-point lead with the drop for Tyner right now. It's all probably going to come down to tomorrow, although Tyner looking to get some good points here. Remember, though, Hannah had the 100 points from the pre-final as well, so could be very close in terms of pre-finals and finals as Greenmeyer trying to work her way back forward. But Tyner, again, having a good fight here as well with Braden Eves. Going to be a tight title, that's for sure. We've seen him before here at the Summer Nats where we're going back and forth on David Cole's spreadsheet, the sheet that we use for instant updating. Fast lap always kind of plays a role. Eves still has Tyner behind him. Greenmeyer with a couple drivers in front of her to potentially get through before it's all said and done. 4 to go. That would be Thomas Nepfu and Alex Stanfield. Braden Eves most definitely closing up here on Paulie Massimino for second. Last time by, 4/10 quicker. Massimino, is he slowing up? Because here comes Tyner as well. Greenmeyer trying to get up there as well on Stanfield and Nepfu. Couple of times, Greenmeyer shuffled off the racetrack today. Not in the pre-final when she finished second to Jake Drew. Good points there. Braden Eves on a roll. Let's see if he can't get up here to battle potentially for second. And he's definitely on it with Massimino. Massimino, Eves, Tyner, Morgan, Drew. Second back to sixth. Braden Eves is through. He's got the second. Eves goes to P2. Tyner now trying to get him maybe for a potential for the podium for Brandon Tyner. 16-year-old Texas driver getting ready to battle it out here, trying to win a championship in the Pro Tour. But Tyner is getting worked by Cole Morgan and Jake Drew right now. Tyner running that inside line. Drew trying to capitalize on Morgan. In fact, he'll run the outside. So, yeah, move Drew into that spot. That's P5. Laps winding down, 3 to go. It'll be 2 to go for Cicero next time by. Massimino right on Eves. Working him through turn 4, 5. Greenmeyer right there on top of Stanfield as well as Thomas Nepvu got by Stanfield. Greenmeyer needs the spot. She would love to have the extra points. And she's lining up on Stanfield. Oh, there she goes inside Stanfield. Book it. Stanfield lose a couple of spots. Really good pass there for Hannah Greenmeyer, and she brings John Burke with her. So Burke follows through. So move Greenmeyer now to 9th, Burke into 10th. Massimino and Eves at it for second. Same goes for a little further back, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Cole Morgan, Jake Drew, Trey Brown. Remember, Trey Brown started 33rd. How about battling right now for a potential top 5 finish? What a run for Trey Brown. One lap to go for Nate Cicero, who is out to a 8.2 second lead. Unheard of. Eves trying to hold off Massimino. This one's winding down. Final lap on the racetrack. Cicero at turn number 12 over to 13. What a dominant run. Nate Cicero for the Rollison Performance Group out of Pound Ridge, New York. Again, remember seeing him make that debut in the Superkarts USA Winter Series. He'll work his way down the straightaway to turn 16. It's still Eves battling it out with Massimino, but out of the final corner, dominant run here on X30 Senior. And Nate Cicero is going to get the win for Rollison Performance Group. Cicero with the victory. Eves versus Massimino now. Eves, I believe, is going to get the spot for second. Massimino third. Fourth is going to be Cole Morgan. Fifth, Trey Brown. Sixth, Brandon Tyner. Seventh, Jake Drew. Eighth, Thomas Nepvu. Ninth, Hannah Greenmeyer. And 10th, John Burke. Your championship contenders, Tyner and Greenmeyer, 6th and 9th. Will be interesting to see how that all plays out. But Nate Cicero, folks, the driver here to beat. 8.4 seconds, a dominant run. We'll talk to Nate Cicero when we can as they get into the scales. Of course, those of you listening live here on the EKN Radio Network will be capping things off when we're all said and done. But time to head down to see if we can have a chat with your winner here today in X30 Senior, Nate Cicero. And, of course, just to cap off the Masters category, Mario Barrios with the win. Ross Smith in second. Jess Peterson with the win, pardon me, by just over a tenth of a second. Peterson, your point leader, winning an X30 Masters. Mario Barrios in second, Ross Smith in third. So Nate Cicero bringing that number 382 machine in here. That's a smile you see out of a race winner right there. We've seen a lot of really aggressive and intriguing races in X30 Senior. Nate, come on over here, man. That was dominance. That was unbelievable. I love the smile on your face. What happened? Did this thing come alive in this race? What was it?
It's been amazing the whole weekend. We've just had to get in front of people and pull away.
So talk about the race itself. When you get out front like that, you really got to stay mentally focused, right? You don't want to make that mistake. You don't want to drive off somewhere. It just seemed like the thing was driving itself because you were just turning better laps throughout the race.
Yeah, I was just treating it like a practice session almost, just doing consistent laps over and over and over, and it was perfect. The whole race was perfect. So.
A lot of talent, of course, in your tent, right? You got Norberg, you got Greenmeyer, you got Tyner. How does it feel for you now to be an X30 race winner here as well in the Pro Tour? Just give me your thoughts on it, your emotions.
I didn't think it would come this early, but it's pretty amazing, honestly. Yeah, really happy.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Nate Cicero, folks, the winner today for Rollison Performance Group. Like I said, there is a stacked bunch of talent in that tent right there, and to be able to come through and be the guy that wins it for your race team when you're talking about Greenmeyer and Norberg, as I said, and Tyner, and so many great drivers who run for Rollison Performance Group. Put this guy in it as well, folks. Nate Cicero, driver out of New York. Big victory for him today. Braden Eves coming home in second spot. What a run for him. We watched him come to the forefront. Solid drive for Braden in the Will Power Card in MPG. It's been a rough weekend for him, but to turn it around and do what he did, excellent job. Paulie Massimino, of course, a strong run, had second kind of there for the entire race, only to get reeled in a bit there by Eves at the end. Further back, some great racing. Brandon Tyner scoring good points. Hannah Greenmeyer scoring good points. And how about 33rd all the way up into the top 5 for Trey Brown? Excellent run for Trey, working his way back to the front. But, folks, that's going to cap things off from here on round number 5 of the Superkarts USA Pro Tour here at the Summer Nationals. We'll, of course, get through tech, get things done. We'll have our podium presentations. But thank you so much for tuning into the live broadcast here on EKN. We do appreciate it. Big thank you to our broadcast partners here this weekend. Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, and, of course, Franklin Motorsports as well. And as always, Cooper Tires for being the presenting sponsor of our EKN Trackside Live Tour once again here for 2021. It's been a tremendous day of racing. We're going to do it all again tomorrow, folks. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to get back at it again. Qualifying for the final round of this year's Pro Tour. Championships on the line. We'll find out who's going to win the national #1 plates, who's going to be part of the Superkarts USA Circle of Champions for 2022. And we'll cap off this Pro Tour tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. On behalf of David Cole, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us from the Superkarts USA Summer Nationals in Newcastle, Indiana. Our EKN Trackside Live coverage, audio production, and social media was managed by David Cole. Rob Howden provided our race commentary. Big thank you to our broadcast partners this weekend: Leading Edge Motorsports, OTK USA, Franklin Motorsports, and Team Cooper Tire. This EKN live broadcast is copyrighted by eKartingNews.com and the Howden Media Group. This is Rob Howden, and thank you for tuning in this weekend and throughout the entire 2021 season.